usamos estampillas.
You are now tuned in to your number one radio station.
Violent people.
Radio.
Welcome to Violent People Radio, episode 69. No one said
Oh,
nice.
yeah, dude.
Oh, there it is. All right.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah. That noise voice you're hearing is Chris. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing fantastic.
All right. And you are sober for this episode because we're known as straight edge.
Yeah, and I'm better than you.
Okay. At least half that's true. We also, as always, have Pat. How's it going, Pat?
We need to get, instead of the violent people soundbite for the start, we need to get Kenny Omega yelling 69 me Dawn. Maybe my favorite forgotten AEW lore.
As the guy editing this, I can say that is very unlikely to happen.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Sam cannot be here. Coward. He is I don't know. Dox him. I guess he's in Texas somewhere. So.
It's a pretty small state.
Which also hi Pork.
Hi.
Oh yeah, Pork's here instead of Sam. We upgraded.
I believe.
But the reason for this is that Sam cannot be here for Dan, Pork, and Chris reviewing Sam's fantasy football performance. I think it's important that we take about an hour to really go over his picks, his team.
Well, the problem is this is the episode he'd want to be on because he beat Chris. He got his first win.
I want to talk about it.
He got his first win, but this week he faces Pork.
Ah, fuck, really?
Yeah, so you got to beat him. You got to put him in his place because he talked a lot of shit about you and your fantasy football knowledge.
No, okay, but my team was good, but I've been ruined by injuries.
It is true. Yeah, your team has gotten progressively worse. Like, I'm looking at your roster, and it's a lot of different people than I saw at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, because all my players have got hurt.
Anytime you get to start Bryce Young, you gotta. Now, you're talking about the size of Texas. We're kind of previewing the Big Top there. You're a big states expert.
I no, this is not a joke. I was out drinking with some friends, and we did just do a quiz to see if we can name all the US states, and we did nail it.
Hell yeah.
Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Connecticut.
I was just making space for you. I was gonna let you do it all. That's all of it.
You got him.
So I believe it is Cope now, not straight edge.
Yeah, I am mad. Sam beat me in the literal last minute of the week. I was up by like 1 point, and some bullshit player on the Jags got a 30-yard reception that won Sam the game.
Everyone on Sam's team is a bullshit player. I think it's fair to say.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Sam is a bullshit person.
He's in Texas, quote unquote. But like, they have cell phones in Texas. They have laptops.
I'm in London.
You're
a different
in London.
Country.
It's way easier for him to get on this than it is for you.
Absolutely.
And Pat, are you on vacation right now?
Yeah, but I'm not. It's more of a staycation.
Still, I'm saying you're on vacation. You found the time to be here. Some people, you can just see how much they prioritize the show.
Some people just don't care.
They really don't, and it's upsetting, but I guess we can carry on. I know normally we start the show and we talk about what wrestling we've been watching and all that bullshit, but I assume that every single person here, instead of watching wrestling, checked out Michael Elgin's new YouTube show.
Oh fuck, I forgot.
You didn't watch episode 1, Cost of the Canvas.
It was on my to-do list for today. Then I went out and did some errands, and it just completely slipped my mind.
Well, if this doesn't
I'm
make you
sorry, Dan.
excited, it's 38 minutes long. Around minute 19, which is halfway through, if you can do the quick math, he's talking about being in kindergarten. That's about how far he gets into his life 19 minutes in. He gets in detail, and his plan is every single Sunday to just carry on telling the story of Michael Elgin's life. It takes a little longer because
I wish you could see my face right now, because like I'm just grinning but stupefied.
it's just he's such a big dummy, and like I wish he wasn't like a dummy in a bad way, because like he's so stupid that I find it lovable sometimes. Like he's talking about all the cousins he has. He's like, my mom has however many siblings she has, and through them I have 9 siblings. I didn't understand what that sentence meant for a little bit, and then he starts talking about all his cousins, and I go, oh, okay, I follow what you're talking about. And he's talking about things that like when he was a baby, I'm like, you don't remember this, you were a baby. But as apparently as like I thought I got into the, smart mark side later, or early in life, when he was like in kindergarten. He was a freaking, he had an eye for the business. The first time he saw, Hashimoto and Hase, he automatically fell in love with it.
Yeah, when you're 4 years old and you
When you're 4 years old and you see Hashimoto and Hase lose in the first round of a tag tournament, you're
and
hooked.
you live in like fucking Ohio where everyone's watching Hashimoto in 1988.
I now want the movie Boyhood, but with Michael Elgin.
Well, once we get The Boy Who Might Be Magic, out in theaters, we'll start working
the Magic Boyhood.
The Boyhood Who Might Be Magic.
Oh man, it's I wish Sam was here, but Sam wouldn't know this. But he talks about when he was a child. Maybe he was in middle school at this point. He kind of jumps all over that he went to his first. I guess he would have been. He said 98, I think. So I mean that makes him probably at 11. Well,
He's
I don't,
probably 40 at that point.
Yeah, he went to an indie show, and then I think Tugboat was in the main event, but there were 2 good workers on the show. He can't remember their names, but they trained out of Rochester. So that's why I need Sam to use his New York brain. And they talked to him after the show for about an hour. That's alarming. These grown adults should not be talking to a child for an hour.
That's very worrying.
But they could tell that he wasn't just any fan, that he had a mind for the business. Guys, I had to tell you, it used to be years ago, it used to be like HBO was, that's what you watched on Sunday nights. That's gone. It's Cost of the Canvas. Oh, man. So
Wow.
I just, after reading Mickey Knuckles' autobiography, where like she spends a whole chapter talking about how much sex she had with Michael Elgin, it's going to be a real question of like, who's going to get more embarrassing? Actually, no, it's not a question. It's going to be Elgin.
I don't think I talked about. I hopped into one of his Facebook's live. I was literally at we were at softball practice, and he goes live, and I hop in it, and he goes, "Anyone have any questions for me?" And I go, "Have you read Mickey Knuckles' book? I hear there's some interesting stuff about you." And he's like, "No, I love Mickey. What kind of stuff are you hearing about?" And I said, "Just that you guys are fucking all the time." He goes, "We were fucking all the time."
I mean, to be fair, she was very complimentary.
Oh my god.
Like she even ends after talking about how much she was fucking Elgin all the time. She ends it with like, "Also, Mike, wherever you are out there, hope you're doing well."
It takes a long time to like tell your life story when like you're also constantly going on tangents against like Sean Ross Sapp and Meltzer for not clearing your name.
So what you're telling me is that this is going to be Lawrence Stern's The Life and Opinions of Tristram Shandy, Gentleman, but for the pro wrestling world as dictated by Michael Elgin, which is amazing. That's a joke for all you English majors out there.
I don't know
Stern
how
heads.
long he'll keep this up, but I hope forever.
Oh yeah, no, I hope it gets to the point where he's run out of like, he's well into like he's at the point where he's talking about yesterday because he got to the present moment.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, here's what happened yesterday, guys.
Here's
So
what
he goes
happened in
live
the
all the
movie
time,
yesterday.
and sometimes he goes live and he has to be like, "This isn't funny." I don't know why I'm laughing. He goes, "No matter what people are gonna say,
It's pretty
I'm
funny.
not gonna hurt. I'm not gonna hurt myself or anyone else." And it's like, man, you gotta log off.
What is going on?
I think because he gets on there and he rambles, and sometimes he is maybe seems like he's under the influence of pain pills, maybe prescribed. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a doctor. I don't want to get involved in it. But I'm guessing that the mother of his child has maybe used those recordings against him in the past, is what the vibe I'm getting.
I mean,
There's
if there's
also-
anything we learned from the screenplay, it's that the mother of your children is a fucking bitch.
I don't care how good as Shimmer was. She sucks.
Oh, well, sometimes you got to let them play with your ass, though.
Only if it's not.
I mean,
It
that's
can't be
just a
skin
given.
color
Come on.
and no balls.
Like, less than 10 years ago, he beat Kenny Omega for the Intercontinental title.
I'm sorry, I can't.
I really think that Michael Elgin's
It's so funny.
he's on the line. If he was 15% less of a piece of shit, he'd probably be in AEW. Let's be honest.
If Michael Elgin was just like playing video games on YouTube while doing all this stuff, he would have already had like so many people just like latching onto him to farm content from just what a fucking weird. He would have been like that dude Outlaw Generation. Or like Mikey Miles or one of those fucking weirdos.
Well, now I have to
he'd
teach
be
him
in
how
the
to
Don
stream.
Callis family.
He should be Don Callis Jr. with like a Sharpie mark on his head to look like Callis's scar.
How pissed is Sam gonna be when he comes back from Texas and the site's just all Michael Elgin all the time?
I don't know. I mean, as long as we get some 2CW in there.
Yeah, I mean, who isn't excited for me to finally release March Elgin Roundup?
My thought is, we've done well, you guys did. I wasn't part of it, but the Shamrock one, the Dragon one. We need the Elgin feature, the Elgin retrospective of many writers and many takes.
I love it. I would love for Sam to go through every 2CW match Michael Elgin had.
We could January 26th becomes Januelgin.
I'm gonna put it out on the Discord. See how many people want to sign up. We might have too many people sign up. We might have to weed through them who can really deserves to put pen to paper about Elgin.
Yeah, just
on a stage in a year.
Like we only
people
had
raise their hands, and then you say like, also you can't talk about that one Kevin Steen show episode, and then every hand goes down.
Oh, like we haven't published this yet, but somehow I have 20 DMs from Tim already. He's just so excited to talk about Michael Elgin, his favorite wrestler.
He's calling in right now. That's crazy. I'm not going to patch him in. Speaking of getting patched in, Pork, you did not have permission to get in this channel. Is that correct?
No, it was taken away from me.
By a man who's not here.
By a man.
By a man who, by all accounts, was very upset not to end up in your Hall of Fame.
I mean, he wasn't
that's when he took it?
That's 100% why.
I mean, he wasn't even on the ballot.
Yeah, so exactly.
It's really hard to get on when you're not on the ballot. To be fair, I don't think the Big Show was either.
The Big Show was not, because I
added him later. That was just an actual mistake.
Yeah,
the same one was targeted.
When I voted, I was just like, "Where the fuck is the Big Show? Is he just like automatically in?" That was kind of my my assumption.
I don't want to turn this into a late night with the Royal Rumble, but it's really funny when you're like, the Big Show's not here. You got to vote for the Big Show.
Yeah, I know. I thought people wouldn't notice.
That's the one thing I did notice, because it's just like it's the 2012 Royal Rumble. It's all about the Big Show KO punch. Where's the Big Show?
It is the best
I
spot.
just assumed it was like how
It was like the class of '96 for the Observer Hall of Fame.
So yeah,
where
Meltzer started with
Dave
a bunch of
Meltzer is
people
just like,
in.
yeah, Toots Monk gets in.
it's like the first year of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's like I don't need to vote for Elvis. He's already in. We know it.
Look, there'll probably be a second one, or there won't be.
And it's
And then-
all Big Show.
It's all.
You know what you could do to
sure.
really piss Sam off is set up the 2CW Hall of Fame before he can.
Actually,
I
next
don't
ballot
think
is
Too
just Sam
Cold-
and the Big Show, and only one gets in.
I don't think Too Cold Scorpio hangs in the 2CW Hall of Fame. I think we can
I feel
decide
like
that right now.
the shoe in there is Spike Dudley.
Okay, it would actually be really, really funny if we could get the 2CW guys on next week, right?
It would be.
That would be it.
Let's fucking do it.
Please.
I'm sending a DM right now.
If he wants money, I'll pay him.
Oh shit! Listen, I've seen what you'll pay money for. This is way better than some.
Yeah,
of it.
no, I am bad with money. I will pay this motherfucker.
I hate the segue, but using that, I tried to get you to watch King of the Deathmatch for free, but we were on 2 different streaming sites. So instead, you paid your own $9.99 to watch King of the Deathmatch, which I also watched. I guess I could use Facebook as a segue because this was big news. The Facebook deathmatch groups, Deathmatch Elite 2.0 and Deathmatch Unlimited, or United, sorry, they do not get along, guys. There's big heat. And at the King of the Deathmatch tournament,
I'm so sick of deathmatch tribalism.
there was a physical, mostly verbal, but somewhat physical confrontation between 2 fans. Andy Lawler approached Brad Sabbath, screamed at him, and knocked his hat off.
Ooh.
This led to legitimately at least 3 people leaving the show and saying they felt uncomfortable being at the show. You were at a 7 deathmatch tournament. You should have been uncomfortable the whole time.
If you are at a any deathmatch tournament, even like GCW, like Tournament of Survival at the peak of their like popularity, and like everyone's a big fan of GCW at the time, you still shouldn't feel comfortable. These are not comfortable people to be around.
Yeah, I mean, I bought a ticket to one of the GCW shows coming up this weekend. I'm going to drive a considerable distance to attend to it. And if 2 fans start fighting, one, my first move is going to be pushing that shirtless dancing fan into the middle of it and hoping he gets knocked out. And 2, my reaction will be, this is awesome.
Like, I feel like when I went to the Nick Gage Invitational, it was one of the most normal deathmatch show experiences of all time. And still, I witnessed a friend of mine get sexually harassed.
Yeah, you're at a
They
scummy
shouldn't have let
industry.
Michael
That's
Elgin
not
into
good.
the
I'm not
show if
excited.
they didn't want.
But it's not. You're not at the opera. There's gonna be fat guys yelling sometimes.
Yeah,
That's
I
also
think,
at the opera. That's the whole thing.
I guess that's true.
yeah. No, I think sexual harassment is, that should not happen.
Be very
anywhere.
careful.
That's a little too far.
It's-
Yeah.
Shoving one another over an internet message board, though, absolutely should happen because it's very funny.
Do you want to know what it is mostly over? And it's gonna tell you what side of the argument I'm on. Necro Butcher.
Oh.
The Andy Lawler and Deathmatch Elite 2.0 love Necro. They love the Butcher, and some people have issues with him, because of all the horrible stuff he's done and said.
Yeah, because that stupid fucking haircut.
Yeah, that haircut fucking
buzz
rules.
it already.
No, when we do our stream to raise money, I think one of the rewards will be I'll get the fucking Road Warrior Hawk haircut too. It rules. But it's so funny that 2 grown men are fighting over their opinion on a different grown man.
I will say, I don't think this website should be doing like goals of someone gets a haircut, because like we just come on, man, we don't have hair.
No,
Pat has hair.
What are you talking about?
Pat
got
has
blackish
one of us
locks.
has hair, and it's not
Yeah.
Dan Rice.
no, I listen, man. I went through Kroger self checkout, and if you scan the item wrong, it shows you scanning the item wrong, and it's the perfect bird's eye view of my bald spot. It hurts my feelings every time.
But
So
if
I'm
you
aware-
do have to, if you do get the Road Warrior Hawk haircut, you have to go to that Kroger and have someone film the view of your Road Warrior Hawk haircut as you scan an item wrong.
I think we need to take the energy these deathmatch groups have. Val, it's on site. Anyone in that Discord? We're coming.
Oh shit! Hell yeah! I think they have a lot more members, but fuck it. We're
Yeah,
coming
no,
after them.
we're fucked. But
Yeah, it is what it is. I guess I should talk about the actual wrestling on the show. I didn't finish it like Pat did. I watched the entire first round. It starts out Arrow Boy versus Alex Cologne. Alex he's a little bit washed.
Yeah, he's a little bit washed. I mean,
Which,
you
I
know,
mean,
I think
40
for
years
being
old.
for being his age and having done these kind of matches for as long as he has, it's kind of unavoidable that, like, you know, I can only imagine what kind of health care he has. You know, cue laugh track. But unless you are like, you know, taking 6 months, unless you're doing like the Undertaker schedule of like getting thrown around on concrete blocks, then taking 6 months off to heal with access to modern medicine and everything, and then doing it again 6 months later, like your body eventually is just going to hit a point, you know, like what happened with Gage, where
I mean,
love
having
Nick
said
Gage,
that,
but like his body can't go anymore.
I mean, having said that, the match was fine. I mean, we talked
Yeah.
about in all these deathmatch tournament. Arrow Boy has the "I'm going far in the tournament" energy, which is always fun. But yeah, this was nothing to write home about, but it was fine. The next match is probably the worst match of the first round: Dale Patrick versus Tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
I mean, it was billed as a blunt force trauma death match, and what that really meant was they just did the Sabu chair throw about 50 times.
Yeah. This match, I mean, speaking of, if it's funny because I'm saying that Alex is washed. He moves 2.5 times faster than either Dale or Tank.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
he is called Tank. It's kind
But
of
that,
a name.
yeah, that is the charm of Dale and Tank, is that
I'll say
especially
it's.
Tank. Like,
I'll
who
say
has
it's more
expected
charming in one
him?
of them.
Who has expected
Oh.
Tank to be like spry in his entire
Also, we should
career?
mention that this is Indianapolis, so Dale is the hometown hero. And I remember someone, I can't remember if it was one of the OGP guys, someone was saying like over under on Ian Rotten showing up, which sadly he did not. But it did once I realized like, oh, it is in Indianapolis. Maybe we'll get an Ian Rotten.
Yeah, it was a proper King of the Death match being in Indianapolis.
Which again explains more the Dale Patrick because it's stupid, but he is kind of a big deal in Indiana. So
Raise hell, praise Dale.
the next match was Hoodfoot's second good match of the year, and once again it's against Phil Insane. Phil Insane does not miss.
Hoodfoot was subbing for Big F and Joe. I don't know what happened there, but he wasn't.
There was a bunch of subs and changes. Slice Boogie at one point was supposed to be in it, and he posted that they just ghosted him.
Thank God.
Yeah, I mean, we're missing that one. There was supposed to be a tag match on the show. I can't remember who was in that, but I guess Seven bought them all plane tickets for the following month, which is pretty cool. Like people were actively wondering what the show would look like or if it would happen. I know earlier in the day, Neil Diamond Cutter was posting, asking if anyone could give him a ride because his Uber driver got him to the bus station late. So just charming, great stuff. But Hoodfoot hits a cutter on Phil Insane off the stage, which is this the same place that the Phil Insane's last stage mishap happened? Or is this
No,
very
because
similar?
that was in like New Jersey.
Okay, I couldn't remember where that
They,
took
were- they
place, but
were
it
they were over
looks
on the
very
east, they
similar.
were over on the East Coast for that one because they were piggybacking off of some other thing that was happening the next day.
But yeah,
Oh
he
no,
takes
they
a
were.
bump.
What am I saying? They were piggybacking off a Tournament of Death.
Oh, that makes
So it
sense.
was, all the
Okay.
guys were doing 7 and then driving from like
Oh yeah,
Jersey
because
to
Necro was in the crowd at TOD. Yeah, that's right.
yeah.
But yeah, it's a similar setup. But him and Hoodfoot are on the stage, and Hoodfoot hits a cutter, and Phil takes a gross bump on it. In most deathmatch tournament, this would have been, I think, maybe the best match of the first round. But there was better stuff to come. Bobby Beverly versus.
We should note that in that match, if Phil Insane becomes the first person of the tournament to bleed like dark maroon.
Oh, it was gross. Yeah.
That was like we talked about Mance Warner versus Sammy Callahan in that barbed wire match where Mance's arm just opened up and would not stop bleeding. This was like that, but like way uglier. Like this one looked actually like Phil Insane had gotten shot in his arm.
And I don't think Phil cares. The next match was Bobby Beverly versus Nate Webb. This was mostly nothing. People were excited to see Nate Webb.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny that we're like making fun of like Alex Cologne for being washed, and then like we're talking about like also, and then later in the tournament, Tank and Nate Webb.
I guess that's true, but like I always forget how old Alex is. And like at one point, I think he was one of the better workers, definitely maybe the best deathmatch worker in the world at some point. And so sometimes I don't watch much Alex anymore, so I'm like, oh, here he comes, and I'm like, oh, where I've seen Tank and Nate Webb for the last decade. I know what we're getting. Hoodfoot interferes, and interference in a deathmatch tournament is always really stupid. But that's how Bobby Beverly goes over. And then Eric Ryan and Neil Diamond Cutter have a fucking awesome barbed wire bundles deathmatch. What it seems like it's I guess Cage Match is telling me it's 9 minutes. It felt like it was like 3. They went in there and they were going a million miles a minute and they were killing each other and it was awesome.
Yeah, I haven't watched the show, but this is what I'm most excited for because Eric Ryan and Neil Diamond Cutter are both like the same age as Alex Cologne. But they're
Of them all, only one of them is retiring this year.
Yeah, and like Alex Cologne, as much as I loved his peak, it was just like there was a point where it was just like, all right, we can like let other guys win these tournaments and like do other things. Like I love Alex Cologne, but he was like winning every deathmatch tournament. He was winning like 5 deathmatch tournaments a year for 4 years or some shit. It was crazy. And like even with him being like a really good worker, the like work rate guy, even with like Nick Gage being in like the peak of his like indie ace run, it was just like, all right, we get it.
7 and Circle 6 and Dearly Departed XPW really have given Eric Ryan and Bobby Bev, the Cleveland boys, like just way more chances than they got previously. And following that match is a fucking, I don't know if it's match of the year, but it's got to be close. Joe Dredd versus the fucking Necro Butcher, who blades himself all the way to the brain, I gotta imagine. Like
Oh
this
my
is a man
God,
who
yeah.
I've seen bleed so often, so I don't want to say it's his sickest blade job ever, but it might be his sickest blade job ever.
Dude,
Oh,
it's also not just how deep the cut is; it's how big it is. Because when he gets, there's a point in the match where he gets thrown into the post, and the camera, of course, just like focuses right in on him getting his blade out and cutting his own head. And when he comes up, you can see how he made a long cut. Like he, cut himself basically a pussy on his head, and then it proceeded to bleed like a miscarriage.
Oh my god!
Like
Jesus.
it was that, like, you can only describe it in like that kind of like grotesque term because the blood was just coming out of him and it was like purple blood.
And this was a last man standing match, and I don't even felt like it didn't feel like it went too long. It felt like they took a while to get going. is how I would say it, because
Yeah.
at the end I didn't feel like, oh, it's dragging. It's just looking back, it was 21 minutes, and some of the beginning is a little, superfluous of like a lot of death matches, but Necro selling is so good in this, which again, is it selling? I don't know, because he's bleeding buckets. He's taking, like, I saw someone call it the Foley I quit match chair
Yeah,
shots, because
which
he doesn't even
we'll
attempt to
circle
put his
back to
hands up.
that because you didn't see the later rounds.
Oh shit.
Um,
Well,
there's some doozies.
Joe took some too. You could tell. I liked he took one that I know must have killed him, because the next one he takes, his hands were way up. Like, it was so
Yeah,
funny to
and
watch. You
we
could
should
tell, like, he
also
didn't
make
like the last
clear,
one.
like, Necro cuts his head open and is bleeding out half his brain, and then we get like 10 more minutes of wrestling until they start doing completely unprotected chair shots to the brain. So it's like Necro has already like bled half his blood at this point, and he's still getting up to just, meet these chair shots with his skull.
I don't know. Necro's Hulk Hogan, and this is an amazing match, and it's probably my match of the year. I gotta watch it again. I know that I really like a lot of matches this year. It's probably not better than Mystico MJF, but fuck, it's so fucking cool. And this is where I stopped watching the show. I didn't get to finish it yet, but I know that Pat, you finished the show, so take us from here.
I finished the show. So in the semis, so we did the 6 first round matches, and then the semis are 3 singles matches. Dread immediately comes right back out because he's facing Arrow Boy.
Oh, that's sick as
and
shit. Oh wait, real fast. I
that-
should say, you say he immediately comes back out. That's probably not true, because I didn't
well,
tell people
like
in
after
between
like a
every one of these
15-minute
matches.
intermission.
Yeah, between every one of these matches, they have to clean the ring. So if you were to watch this live, while they clean the ring, you just get to look and listen to Kevin Gill solo
Yeah.
talking to you.
Yeah, a camera just staring right into the OG's eyes.
I mean, we can obviously fast forward, but what hell that must have been watching this show live.
And this is also Kevin Gill. Kevin Gill's the solo commentator. There's no color guy. It's just the OG talking to you the entire show. But yeah, Arrow Boy beats Dread in, it's kind of like a lot of those deathmatch tournaments where first round everyone goes all out. Second round, the matches are half as long and people are kind of taking it easier. I think Dread probably had a concussion. So Arrow Boy goes over in like 6 minutes, and that's just kind of whatever. The next one is Eric Ryan versus Phil Insane. Good match, but I didn't see the end of it because Dan purchased this via Seven's website. I purchased it via Soul Streaming. And on Soul Streaming, the video file just kind of ends in the middle of Phil Insane versus Eric Ryan, and then you have to switch over to King of the Death Matches Part 2, which picks up after that match has ended. So it was, what I saw of it, a good match. It just didn't, I never saw the ending of it, so I can't really judge it. But Phil Insane did win, as I found out when he wandered down into the finals.
This is a story that no one cares about, but I was filming my high school production of Clue, and I went to the bathroom during intermission, and I came back, and it had already started, and I didn't have the camera rolling, so I started again. I spliced it together, and no one said anything until the following year, and we sold so many copies of that tape. Like, all the parents were like, "Oh, I want to watch it. I want to watch it." Someone came up to me, and they're like, "Hey, is there like 10 minutes missing?" I was like, "Oh, 100%." That was funny. Like, no one
refunds,
watched
baby.
this shit. Why would you ever watch this?
But yeah, last semifinal match, they pulled off the ring canvas, so it was a bare boards match with Dale Patricks and Bobby Beverly. It was fine. Beverly, he's fun to watch. If you like Bobby Beverly, it's a Bobby Beverly match. Dale Patricks, he's all right. And then we get to the finals, where they do not put the ring canvas back on, but rather they cover it in concrete blocks. Mr. Dale Patricks versus Mr. Phil Insane versus Mr. Arrow Boy. And there is a bit in this where Arrow Boy swings a chair at Phil Insane. Phil does not put his hands up at all. And he just gets murked. Like, it was like Arrow Boy was trying to kill him. Which maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. Who can say? Who knows with deathmatch tournaments? But it was like way nastier than the Dread and Necro Butcher chair shots. That was like a
Shit, that's
real like
terrifying.
Rock. So if Dread and Necro Butcher was Rock giving Foley the chair in the I Quit match, this one chair shot from Arrow Boy was Rock hitting Ken Shamrock on that one episode. Do you guys remember that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. It's that one. But yeah, they beat Phil Insane. They have to. Dale Patricks and Arrow Boy have to team up to eliminate Phil Insane because he's just a big freak of nature.
Not human.
And then Arrow Boy wins with a Liger bomb onto a bunch of chairs on top of concrete. Really good match. I think this tournament was something I needed because I watched all 3 days of Slave to the Deathmatch 16, and it had me ready to never watch wrestling again. This reminded me like, oh, deathmatch wrestling actually can be good after all. These tournaments can be a lot of fun if people are good in them and have sick matches. And this one had enough sick matches to restore my faith in humanity.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch the semifinals and the final. I couldn't believe this is Arrow Boy's first like deathmatch tournament win, which I thought was shocking because it feels like he's been in all of these for, last 5-6 years.
Yeah, and his body is still capable of like I don't know if I've ever seen this in a concrete match. He tried to do a top rope move onto a like you can tell he kind of like really checks his swing. He doesn't just dive off spine first, but he tries to do a swanton bomb onto concrete.
I love
fucking
Arrow
rules.
Boy.
Yeah, it's I'm glad that he's getting this boost up. I can't wait for GCW to steal him.
Yeah, I mean, he'll go to GCW and he'll have matches that definitely happen and people watch. I feel like GCW already didn't exist, and that was even with you covering every single show. So now I really just was like, oh yeah, GCW's around.
Yeah, they get the GCW versus Juggalo Championship Wrestling War Games is this weekend.
It's really crazy that the War Games match is night one, right? Is that normal?
Yeah, that's how they did it last year too.
Oh, okay. Seems odd to me, but
I decided not to. I decided to go to night 2 instead of night 1 because the War Games one they usually do outside because they have to set up the 2 rings. And I was just kind of like, I don't really feel like hanging around, in October at 8 p.m. at night. I don't feel like hanging around outside. And like, what if it rains?
that plus you really wanted to see. I'm just trying to pull something up. There's no real matches announced for that
It's
second show.
Bear Bronson and Matt Tremont versus Shotzi Blackheart and Emerson Jane.
There it is. Okay.
Match of the year contender. Who else is Dale Patricks versus Mr. Danger? That's gonna be fucking insane.
Drew Parker versus Mr. Danger.
Oh, Drew Parker. Yeah, not Dale Patrick. Sorry. Drew Parker. It's got the Vandal 48 guys versus Cruel, Charles Mason, and Slade.
All right.
Oh my God, Charles Mason and Atticus, those guys should do some really cool promos against each other.
Yeah, they've been feuding for a bit now. And
Oh, they have. Okay, see, I don't even know. I bet all their stuff is the stupidest shit in the world. I hate anytime either of those guys talk.
At the homecoming stuff in August, it was Atticus versus I think Masha Slamovich, and Charles Mason came out of nowhere to push Atticus off of a scissor lift. And I don't know if they're feuding over like which one of them is a more diabolical evil genius or whatever. Who cares? But yeah, it's the 2 galaxy brains of GCW colliding at last.
Oh
and
yeah.
Slade is coming in as he's like Charles because Atticus has Otis and he has Christian Napier. So now Slade and Cruel are kind of Charles's seconds.
I mean, those are much cooler seconds.
They are.
So outside of the King of Deathmatch and Slave, have you watched any other wrestling?
Yeah. So me and Porrick was around for some of this. The latest XBW show, XBW Carnival of Chaos.
Yeah, I watched the first 2 matches and then the main event later.
Yeah, and we talked about excessive blood loss at the King of the Death Matches show. The main event of that show features Mikey Anarchy, who is a big fat boy named Mikey Anarchy. That's the only way to describe him. In the first minute of the match, he takes a light tube to the back, and then just bleeds and doesn't stop bleeding. By the end of it, his back looks like someone dragged him behind a car.
It was crazy.
It was heinous. And this is a show that is taking place on what looks like, a ring that was made out of stolen parts in an alley somewhere. It's like behind a building. If you want to talk about outlaw mud shows, this is what an outlaw mud show looks like. It was a no rope barbed wire match where they only had enough barbed wire to wire up 3 sides of the ring, featuring Alex Stretch and Anthrax versus Mikey Anarchy and what's his name, Louis Jr.
Yeah, what I really liked is that they didn't even bother teasing going into the barbed wire, just immediately thrown in there. It was really great. It was not a great match, but it was a lot of light tubes thrown. At one point, I don't know who is who in this match. One of them goes in the barbed wire and is like, "Why do I have to have big titties?" That was interesting.
I think that was Mikey Anarchy.
Mikey Anarchy.
That was the dude with the back that just wouldn't stop bleeding. And to his credit, he's correct. He does have some pretty big titties.
Yeah, I mean, it was an accurate assessment.
But yeah, that match, there's no excess like excess. And this was a very excessive match put together on a budget of maybe $5. Just really for the sickos. And as someone who is a sicko, I was like, this is awesome.
I gave it a gentleman's free.
It's available on YouTube via FanCam. I don't know when it's going to go up on IWTV, but it's there to be found and cherished and nurtured.
And nothing, I don't know, you saw the whole card, nothing from the first 2 matches overly interested me.
Yeah, you missed the real highlight of the show was Jimmy Chondo Lion versus Soul Taker. And Soul Taker is the Black Undertaker gimmick ripoff with the No Souls Matter gear. At one point, there's a porta potty in the, I can't even call it a venue because it's just like a lot behind the building. But there's a porta potty there, and he throws Chondo into the porta potty and then pushes it over. And watching it, I'm just like, one, I guarantee you that Soul Taker did not tell anyone involved in the running of the show that he was going to do that. And 2, I also guarantee you that was the only bathroom available at that show. You can hear in the crowd, because it's on a fan cam, so you just hear the people in the crowd around him just go like, ah.
I'm sad I missed out on that, but I did have to sleep.
I don't blame you. No, me and Ty, we finished up the whole show, and by the end of it, I think I was a little delirious. I can't speak for Ty, but by the end of it, I was just like, oh my God, glorified backyard wrestling is so cool because they do the dumbest shit ever. There was a 4-way match where for some reason they had ladders involved. There was nothing to grab from anywhere. The show was outdoors, but they just had tons and tons of ladders in the ring. And one of the ladders was taped up with a whole bunch of light tubes. And in the course of doing another move, the guy who does the move, he did a senton or something, he lands the senton, and that shook the ring so much that the light tube ladder just casually falls over onto him and all the tubes break. This is a match that ends with someone jumping off of a nearby roof onto the other 3 guys at absolutely reckless speed. If you love early 2000s backyard wrestling, XPW, they're delivering it. Also, Kyle the Beast was on this show for some reason.
His style was mauling?
Now, just were we all aware of the Soul Taker's other gimmick name or his older gimmick name?
Yeah.
That
We're just
used
not
to
saying.
Yeah,
appear-
why don't you
No,
say it?
I'll say it later, but I say that used to appear on
I
so many
don't, but I think I can
flyers.
guess.
Yeah, you can guess it. It used to appear on so many flyers in the greater Cleveland area, and it used. It's like the world is slightly different. Like it would be in big bold letters. Like, gotta go see that. People have the internet. I feel like you shouldn't talk about Slave. I feel like you got to make these motherfuckers read the death panel.
Yeah, it's in the death panel, and honestly, there's not a lot to say that wasn't in the death panel. It's nice to see that there is a deathmatch tournament that's gender inclusive, trans friendly, all that stuff, because there are men in it, there are women in it, there are transgender people in it. You know, that part I liked, especially in the current moment that we're living in. The rest of it, whoever's training wrestlers in Denver they're training them wrong as a joke or something. Like it's
That's a really
bad.
funny joke, to be fair.
And the promoter is involved. The only real storyline of the show was that the promoter, who his name is #IamTheProvider, is in like a battle for the soul of Logan Ray White is the other guy. He's like the heroic babyface. Both of these guys are like 5'3" with bodies like they work at Best Buy, and you know, obviously they have their shirts off the entire time. I think it was implied that in the storyline previously, I Am the Provider had put out Logan Ray White's eye. And they had like video, like if you think Charles Mason and Atticus Ross do some like, you know, fucking stupid ass self-produced angle videos, they are so much better than what the promoter of Primos Pro Wrestling is doing. It was just embarrassingly bad. And naturally the storyline like plays out across 3 nights. It did end with the promoter taking a flaming table bump. That's the only good thing I can say about it, is that he might have suffered some burns.
Oh my god, what? I wonder what his like day job is. Why? What do you get the money and the gumption to run Slave to the Death Match? Which
Well,
this is
you know,
what is this, year 15? What are we at?
16.
16.
You know, last year they got Necro Butcher. This year the big gets were they had Akira for one night, they had Dmitry Alexandrov for another night. Neither of them were in the tournament, and the only kind of name who was actually in the tournament was Neil Diamond Cutter.
And he's trying to get them all because he's a tyrant. Like that guy, he wants to get
Yeah,
every tournament.
I guess you could say like Satu Jin is like the next level of like stardom.
Hell yeah.
You know, it goes down Neil Diamond Cutter, and then the next step down is Satu Jin.
Statica won one at some point.
Yeah, you know, like if they had people like that, if they had actual cool, fun people to watch, instead they had all of the first round matches were tag team matches. I think possibly because they couldn't trust a lot of the people to have good singles matches. And one of the people, I think it was legitimately her pro wrestling debut, and she's in a death match wearing a leather trench coat. The entire match, she's wearing a leather trench coat, and I'm just like, then why are you in a fucking deathmatch tournament? I don't know.
That
like
is
stuff like
that is always
I was
one of
just
my
like rubbing my
pet
face watching
peeves.
it.
I'm assuming it's like the sweeper from Always Sunny.
Yeah, it was like that, but like belted shut.
Oh,
With the
that's
idea
funny.
being like, okay, if I fall on tacks and glass and stuff, it won't cut me because I'm in a leather coat.
maybe there were 2 kids in a trench coat.
But they certainly wrestled like it.
I think that was a gimmick someone had, like in Australia. There were 2 people in a trench coat.
I don't know. I'm not up on the
I
Australian.
have no more to add to it.
But I believe it just because I want to believe it. Anyway, so Slave to the Deathmatch 16, the worst 3 shows you'll see all year. if you like shitty wrestling, watch it, and it's so bad that you will stop liking shitty wrestling.
All right. Anything else you watched?
No, I mean, I watched a bunch of stuff that I actually enjoyed. That's in the death panel. Shout out to Iceman and Jack Harrop doing a 30-minute skinny light tube match, which is the most insane decision I think anyone has ever had this year.
Well, if you're gonna have two guys do it,
If you're gonna have two guys do it, it should definitely be two out of shape people with no cardio, and then have them bleed the entire time. Also, El Licenciado Teporocho has debuted in Zona 23. And if you have not seen this man, you owe it to yourself. I think I compared him to, he looks like if Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was wearing Juventud Guerrera's skin. And he's wrestling in a necktie, blazer, and slacks with no shirt. And he's immediately set himself up as the rival of El Macuaro. It's must-see stuff. Like, these are the two people that are going to bring Mexico into the future. Mystico's time is done.
everyone's saying it. Speaking of Mexico, Chris, you round up any lucha? Are you watching any non-lucha?
Not watching a non-lucha,
I mean, why would you?
but I am rounding up the lucha. Initial plans were to have it tomorrow, Thursday the 9th. Probably not happening. I was not expecting the Tigers to come from a 3-0 deficit today to win it 9-3, and I got very excited at a bar, and I drank a lot of alcohol, and I simply do not think I will have the patience to embed like 50 YouTube videos and get timestamps for a bunch of them by tomorrow. So it's probably coming Monday. It's all watched anyway. It's not going to have a huge impact other than because I am going to start watching April Lucha starting tomorrow. So it's not going to have a huge impact on like anyone's life other than mine if I wait like 5 more days. But yeah, I finished the month of March.
Oh
I
yeah.
finally watched the Lucha Libre versus MMA show. And Pat was correct that the Ciclone Ramirez first round match is like the one match on the show that's like pretty good.
Is this the first one they did or the second show?
It's
they
the
did?
first one.
Okay, I watched this as well.
Hey, you're a guest on the
and-
show. Don't point out how old the lucha Chris is talking about is. 'cause
Yeah,
Thank you.
Okay, my bad.
the Ciclone Ramirez match stands out because I feel like every other match is like the luchador trying to do like shoot style MMA stuff. But that match is the one match where like the MMA guy is trying to do lucha stuff. And that makes it cool. Otherwise, like the rest of the show, it is like an insane show to experience. Because like Tejano gets eliminated in the second round and then comes back in the third round and loses on a replay review.
Yeah, it's what's awesome to me is that the lucha guys are all trying to do MMA, but they're still trying to big dog the MMA guys like they would on an IWRG show.
Yeah. It is like a wild
There are
show.
so many fake injuries on this show to avoid losses. Fracero Jr. gets eliminated from the tournament because he just like throws caution to the wind and just kicks the MMA guy right in the dick, like with the referee staring right at him. No one wants to get pinned. No one wants to submit.
Fishman gets
the
stretchered
Fishman
out,
gets knocked out. Yeah.
so he can make in the first round because he's got another booking later in the night that he needs to get to. Because there's no other way you're getting Fishman to get stretchered out other than this is a tournament show and he's got 2 bookings.
Yeah, and it's also like he's not just gonna like get pinned or tapped out. It's like, oh, I have to get KO. It's a big show KO punch to the temple, and then he gets the whole stretcher out to be like, oh yeah, so like that's what it's really serious. It's not just that I lost. It's so crazy.
I will say the guy that won it, Augusto Montano, is like the guy with the most actual MMA experience. Like he was in the UFC. And what's cool about that is if you go to his Wikipedia page, under championships and accomplishments, ELLA Lucha Libre versus MMA one night tournament.
Hell yeah.
It's also awesome because every one of the MMA guys is all from his gym.
Yeah. It's just that's why he won. It's just like,
yeah,
I'm legit. These are my students. I win.
But it wasn't like, okay, we went around Mexico to all the different MMA gyms to find, people who wanted to do the show. It's all Bone Breakers gym people.
Yeah.
Versus, like the stars of Mexico City and Indie Lucha Libre.
Yeah. Other than that show, I watched the King Phantom show that was like a CMLL invasion, and it was like a solid enough watch, but nothing like too crucial. Like Catalina and Persephone have a pretty decent match. The main event is Hechicero, Soberano Jr., and Ultimo Guerrero having a 3-way match. Which, like, 3 great wrestlers in that match, but it's those 3 doing an invasion show and on an indie show in a 3-way. So it's just like they're just holding back enough that it's not like you don't need to watch it. The best match on the show I thought was a La Pandemia versus Los Poros NG match. Because of course I think that's the best match on the show. I watched I watched the 2 matches that were available from the March 30th H Lucha Libre show, which is a very fun Yaves match with Avisman and Silver Star. And they're just doing some old man mat work. And then the main event is Kaifan and Ultimo Demonio versus Los Traumas. It's a clipped match, but like what's available in the clips is awesome. Kaifan took like 5 years off of wrestling and just started like working semi-regularly, I think the end of last year, and I think this is the first time I've actually watched him. And working like 2 of his greatest opponents in Los Traumas. I feel like most matches I see with Los Traumas are like 8 or 10 man tag matches where they're not like really able to showcase their skills, but this match starts off with some mat work before it descends into the brawling and stuff, and like it's always a like good to see a reminder that like Trauma 1 is like an incredible mat worker that you just don't always see it because he's in matches where Demonio Infernal and Fresero Jr. are doing most of the work, and he he's in there for like 5 minutes maybe. And so yeah, it's super fun. Even if the like YouTube video is clipped, and some good mat work followed by some really good brawling, and I had a damn good time. And the final thing I watched is something that was recommended by official deputy Lucha Wrangler Nick Yeoman, which is from Lucha Ray. A match between Carrillo and Estrella Divina. Advertised as a bull terrier match, but it's actually just like a straight up hardcore death match.
Oh yeah, I watched it. This was good.
Yeah, there's not a dog collar at all. It's just a standard like hardcore match, which is fine because like they beat the shit out of each other. And every time, like, Estrella Divina is the best member of Las Shotas, which means she is almost never in their like big tag matches that I watch. I think she's just phenomenal in this. I did not see the match from February that sets this up. But this later sets up an Apuestas match that I will get to in May that I'm excited to watch, because yeah, this is just like a really disgusting, grimy lucha, like rolling in the glass, hitting each other as hard as you possibly can match. And shout out to Nick Yeoman for highlighting it. It will be in the roundup whenever you get to read that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I look forward to it.
all three of their matches are really good.
Clip matches used to be a much bigger part of the fandom. Like I just remember like watching all the clip matches from Japan, and then years later we get them in full, and we're like, huh, clip matches are better sometimes. They clip that for a reason. All right, I'm gonna go next. I'm gonna make our guest go last because I talked about the King Death match. I watched Mad Dog Connolly versus Isaiah Broner, which is fucking kick ass. It's on IWTV from NAP.
Fuck, this is one of the matches I was planning to talk about. God damn it.
I mean, you can talk about it too. Like, they fucking beat the shit out of each other. I have not watched. I don't know if I watched any other matches from Isaiah Broner out of this title reign, because he's the long reigning champion there. But this match really made me want to seek it out. I think Phil Schneider called it his match of the year. Maybe called it his Mad Dog of the year. I don't know if I think it's either of those things, but I think it's fucking badass and people should check it out. What did you think about it, Fork?
Yeah, it's about the same. I don't think I've seen. Maybe I've seen one or two Broner matches this year, but he's definitely not been a guy I've been keeping up with. It's two hard hitting guys, laying into each other. The commentary was weird because there seemed to be two separate commentary tracks playing over each other. But outside of that, yeah, this is terrific. Mad Dog Wrestle of the Year, and this is as still the case.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Broner did a good job of. I don't listen to the commentary. I turn that shit down. I thought he did a good job of carrying himself like champion. And really, like I said, made me want to check out more of them. It looked like they uploaded just like a shit ton of their shows.
Yeah,
it's
seemed like a bunch
all at once on IWTV. Yeah. So, I also watched. I talked about being obsessed with the Big Time Wrestling Vault YouTube channel. They put up Slick Wagner Brown versus Homicide in the cage match from they say 2011 or 2010. It's actually 2011. Match is terrible. I just really love this. Never before seen. It's been on YouTube for 15 years. The same site this is uploaded on. That shit. I'm checking. They're uploading like every day, and I fucking love it. Actually, more than every day it looks like, and I fucking love it. I love the way they're titling their videos, hidden gems, never before seen, rare footage, and it's all just stuff that's just already on YouTube.
God bless them.
Don't check that match out. It is just. I'm sure that we'll get the two CW guys to tell us all the Slick Wagner Brown matches we should watch, but that's not one of them. And then the thing you all really want me to talk about, MLW's latest show.
Oh,
I
thank
was
God.
hoping you would get to it. I was hoping.
I've heard so much about the show, and I need to know.
I mean, it's Slaughterhouse 2025. I don't know if you're joking, but you should have heard a lot about it.
I heard Matt Riddle turned heel or something. That's
Yeah,
it.
Matt Riddle did turn heel. I'll go ahead and like zoom out because MLW Promotion of the Year. I will say I've discussed that I have some issues with who's a face and who's a heel. Their top guys are like, Mads Cruel Kruger, a man with a stable full of scary guys in black mask that is constantly attacking people. Bishop Dyer and Donovan Dijak, two big tall guys who are constantly flicking everyone off. Alex Hammerstone, who's MJF's best buddy. And then Matt Riddle turns heel. So I don't really know who at the top of MLW is not a heel. It's just a bunch of bad guys fighting for a title. And I guess that's okay.
Are all the top faces just guys that work in CMLL?
That's what the only good guys.
Is it just Mystico?
It's just Mystico. The only baby faces that can main event a show are Mystico and Kojima.
I really want them to do like the Armageddon cage match from WCW, but Mystico and Kojima versus the Alliance to end Mystico Mania.
Yeah, Mystico and Kojima, two legends, one of whom is still good at wrestling.
I'm gonna let
one
you say
of
this.
whom
I'm
has
getting the
maybe
both
ever
matches.
been good at wrestling.
Whoa, no fucking way we're saying that. All right. Now, this show opens with the Chamber of Horrors matches, which is stolen from WCW. It's a cage with a electric chair in the corner. The MLW ring is much smaller than the WCW ring. And so it's this tiny ring with the cage in it, and it's a 6-way match. Yeah, because they announced Kruger, C.W. Anderson, Matthew Justice, and Mr. Thomas, and there were two mystery wrestlers. And they pulled out all the fucking shots. They brought in Brock Anderson and Chris
Whoa.
Masters. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
How'd they get them?
they have this match, and like a 6-way cage match is already fucking stupid, but in a small ring, it's really funny because they're all right on top of each other. It goes about 5 minutes. It's so stupid. Matthew Justice jumps off the top of the cage. You'll never believe it. Chris Masters gets the master lock. Cruel gets hit with chairs a bunch. The finish is kind of fun in a stupid way that why would you ever care? Kruger's about to electrocute Brock Anderson, and CW like saves him and sacrifices himself, and then he gets electrocuted and there's smoke, and Cruel's still the champion, and it's like, why did any of this happen at all?
Wait, electrocuted by what? Is the cage electrocuted?
No. There's an electric chair in the corner.
It's like the WCW Chamber of Horrors match where
Yeah,
like
I get
this
it.
tiny.
they killed Abdullah the Butcher for real.
Yeah, so taking up a tenth of the ring is this big electric chair in the corner that they
I mean,
also
the way
can't
you
wrestle.
describe it, it makes me think of like when IWRG does like a 10-person cage
It's
match.
exactly like that, where people have to lay down on every shot because it's like there's nowhere for me to go. There's like a superplex spot that scared me for a second because I was like, I don't know where you'll land, but they figured it out. I don't remember. There's a Shotzi Blackheart like interview segment somewhere in the show. I didn't take good enough notes. I couldn't tell you where. They're building to a Shotzi versus Priscilla Kelly match, so they're just pulling all those stops out for the
Oh,
women's
God
division.
bless.
Yeah. Opera Cup quarterfinal match. Volador Jr. versus Star Jr. I think I complimented Volador Jr. last show. I thought he looked good. This was more what you expect out of Volador Jr. This was not good. Star Jr. wasn't doing him any favors either.
All Volador Jr. matches are good in a special way. I won't stand for this.
That's fair, in a special way. The next match, Kojima versus Bishop Dyer, and this fucking rocked. Another quarterfinal match. Kojima still got it. Just beautiful stuff. He wins. He moves on in the tournament, and when he moves on, Okamura runs in and like grabs him, is like all celebrating with him. It's just beautiful stuff. And the quarterfinal match I was excited about Austin Aries versus Paul London.
Oh yeah, he's back.
People are gonna get so fucking mad. Austin Aries 100% has it.
Oh no.
He's so fucking good, guys. I hate to tell you this. Paul London's Paul London. He's been discussed in length on this show. I think it's great for him that he's still wrestling. But Austin Aries carries this match. And if that wasn't enough to get you to watch it, me telling you how good Austin Aries is, like he's making, I don't know if he keeps this up, maybe he's making top half of the VP 100.
You
After the-
need to be put down like a dog.
I'm just
You
if he
need
keeps
higher
this shit up,
standards.
it's undeniable. You can't let this man be this good at wrestling and not rank him. I'm not saying high, I'm saying like 45, 45th best wrestler in
That's
the world.
high.
There are
Listen,
so many IWRG wrestlers out there.
imagine if Austin Aries wrestled in IWRG, he would be your favorite wrestler.
That may be the case, but he doesn't.
Because that tope, it still fucking hits like it always did. It hits like it did 20 years ago. But after the match, this is why you're gonna watch this. We get Paul Walter Hauser. Well, he does commentary, but we get a Paul Walter Hauser angle. Because he tries to comfort Paul London. Paul London blows him off again, and Paul Walter Hauser had a fucking enough. And he calls him out, and he blames Paul London for him not being in the War Games match. He says Paul London didn't want him in it. We're getting PWH versus Paul London at some point. I'm pretty fucking excited.
Well,
I
the
mean,
origin
I-
of the
I
name.
am there for that.
I think we all talked over each other right there.
Because you're all excited about PWH.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
we
watched The Naked Gun last night. Paul Walter Hauser's great in that.
I haven't seen that yet.
It's really funny. It is. They legalized comedy again. It's great.
Oh, the libs can't win between that and Austin Aries. Oh. Matt Riddle defeats Alexander Hammerstone. Matt Riddle does not still have it, but this is fine. Like I said, it's really funny to turn Riddle heel. It also felt like they were going to push Hammerstone. I guess maybe this is part of pushing Hammerstone is having him lose to Matt Riddle. I don't know. I really like the people convinced themselves that Matt Riddle was getting pushed out of MLW. That'll never happen.
Yeah,
That's
for
Fort
what?
Joy.
For
Yeah.
what?
Because he was crazy on social media for one night. That's not the 500
Yeah,
like the
that's
500th worst thing
only
Matt Riddle's ever
one
done.
night in Matt Riddle's life has he ever been crazy on social media.
Listen, that's the only night people complained about it. The next match I watched it again, but I don't want to get canceled. MLW Women's World Featherweight Title match: Shoko Nakajima versus Himawari. They hit each other with hair and tails. That happened. That's the semi-main event. Oh my god, it's a 7.13. This is garbage. Don't watch that.
Actually, what does Nakajima have
telling-
as a rating?
You're telling people to watch Bishop Dyer Kojima matches.
It's so much better than this match. I watched them
think
both in one
believe
sitting.
it. Without having seen either match, I am willing to believe that Dan is correct on this one. Shoko
It's not-
Nakajima is someone who has a rabid fan base, but I've never gotten it.
It's not particularly close. The Kojima Bishop Dyer match runs circles around this match. Shoko Nakajima retains.
Nakajima has a 9.15 on Cage Match.
Holy shit!
Yeah, that's what I mean. She's got shooters.
Holy
shit!
shit!
She's got people who are convinced that she's one of the best ever, and I'm just like,
That's
dude,
so much crazier than me putting Austin Aries at 45 for the year.
I have enjoyed Shoko Nakajima in the past. That is insane. Considering, at her best, she's like the 6th best person in Tokyo Joshi Pro.
And she's someone who's like, her strengths are in like being in like a big silly comedy tag match. But then you watch like singles matches where she's presented as a serious wrestler, and it's like she does a 619 every match, and it always fucking sucks.
Like
I'm going through the 10 stars. My favorite is I've never seen her miss a move.
Some people are out here really watching matches with just like a check, like a spreadsheet going, yep, they hit all their moves. They're good at wrestling.
I would say some people are watching a lot of Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling with their dick in their hand while screaming the loudest that, no, this is absolutely not about weird idol fetish shit.
And I don't know how to pronounce her name. What's her opponent's name? Himawari?
Himawari, yeah.
I went to a lot of speech classes. The R's are tough for me. She makes Bianca Blair's like hair whip thing look so fucking cool. because hers looks so bad that I'm like, oh, okay, Bianca's is awesome. The main event, which is going back to who's the top face, it's Mystico versus Ultimo Guerrero. That's probably the 48th best match they've ever had, which is still awesome.
Yeah, I bet
it's just
that's
really,
fun.
it is really fun, and it's just it's very funny because once again, Joe, I said don't listen to commentary, but I'm always ragging on Joe D, but he always calls Volador Jr. Mystico's greatest rival, and I just think that's so random and weird to me, but whatever. When Ultimo Guerrero was right here, and it's such a great match, and it's just funny because you have the Aries match, which has the PWH angle. You have the Riddle match, which has the Riddle turn. You have a literal guy getting electrocuted, but they still know, no, you got to put Mystico on top. That's the
right.
real main event, and they're right, and it's awesome. I think he's gonna win the Opera Cup again.
He
I
should.
mean, realistically, who should he lose to?
I mean,
Well,
I don't
because
want to spoil anything. He does have Austin Aries in the next round.
I say it's Mystico, Austin Aries, and Kojima Volador. So it's like I mean, you got to put it on Mystico there, unless you do my boy Austin Aries, but I don't think that's what's happening. Their next show is the 28th, I think, 25th, whatever that Saturday is. So,
Yeah, they taped it at the same time, right?
oh yeah, I just spoiled myself.
Yeah, I spoiled myself as well.
I'm more confident in my prediction of Mystico winning the tournament. That's all I'm saying. This show looks. MLW does this where like this show just is so random. You got the top two matches though: Templario and Virus versus Virus, and Mystico versus Austin Aries. Those are both gonna rule.
I mean, what else is there to say? But Court Bauer is doing it again.
Yeah, and then you make sure you can check out Brittany Brooks versus Shotzi Blackheart on the same show. So it's like
I'm sure
all the stars are there.
Old filler. No, wait. Old killer, no filler.
Now, Porg, I know you said you watched a lot of wrestling. It doesn't sound like you watched MLW somehow, but what have you been up to?
Well, I'll start with the good wrestling I watched. I watched let me scroll down so I can get the names. I watched DDT Dramatic Infinity. This is a really fun show. There's a good opener, Aoki versus Koroku. This is really fun stuff. It's what you expect from Aoki at this point. But yeah, I'd recommend watching it. The rest of the card is like fine, solid tag stuff, but when you get to the main event, it really kicks in. So you have Hirata defending his title against Yoshihiko. Now, I really enjoyed this. How much you still enjoyed the Yoshihiko bit may vary, but I think it worked really well. Weirdly enough, I think it's been a great year for Yoshihiko matches. I really liked the Suzuki match. But
Hirata is canonically one of the best Yoshihiko opponents.
Yes, that is true. And then after Hirata wins, it's revealed, the man who's always in these matches in like the all black getup was actually Ueno, who then cashes in a title shot, and we have a fantastic 9-minute sprint of just near falls, and it was fantastic. I would say it's a match of the year contender. But yeah, Ueno eventually wins the title, and then we have another cash in from Sumi, and then they have another fun match. You get 3 kind of quick, fast-paced title matches at the end of the show, and it was like watching all 3 of those in order. Probably the most fun I've had with DDT all year.
What they do in DDT is that at the start of the year they have they used to I don't know if they're still called this, but they're right to challenge anytime, anywhere gauntlets.
It was 2
and
rights
so there are 3 or 4 of those that get one in the start of the year, and then they move around from person to person. If you have one of the gauntlets, and even if you're in a tag team match and you get pinned, the gauntlet transfers to whoever pinned you. So this is how they do like a Money in the Bank thing. If the Money in the Bank briefcase was up for grabs in every single match you're in. And this is, I think, the first time that they've cashed in multiple gauntlets at once.
Yeah, no, it was sick. That
But
reveal of
they
when
do those
Ueno,
things in a really clever way. Like I really love DDT's booking as far as what would like WWE, the Money in the Bank briefcase has just been driven into the ground. It's just annoying at this point. DDT with the right to challenge, like they go out of their way to try and use them differently each year and set things up so that you can do things dramatically with them. So that
I mean,
instead
it
of
was
just
it
like
was an NFT one
someone just
year.
had a match and here comes Alberto Del Rio running down with the briefcase.
You know, when like Ueno takes off like the black outfit, it's such a great reveal. Hirata sells it incredibly. Yeah, so fun. I'd recommend you can kind of skip the middle of the show. There's nothing too great, but definitely the opener and all the title matches. And they're setting up Suzuki versus Ueno to unify the belts. And I really think it'd be funny if Suzuki wins. So that's what I'm hoping for.
I think it'd be really funny if Suzuki wins and then the only person who can challenge him is if Takagi comes out of his semi-retirement to reignite the rivalry.
But to get into like the actual bad and therefore interesting stuff I watched, I watched Backyard Brawl 8. This is from Japanese kind of promotion XGF. This is maybe the worst show of the year. I normally really enjoy these Backyard Brawls. They're normally a lot of fun. But this time it was awful. It's a tournament. It was called King of the Garbage Wrestlers. Your opening match was Gensinko. I don't know these names because there was an AI English translation saying them, so I tried to copy and down my best. But it was Gensico Debril versus the Insect 2. The Insect 2 is a man who is an insect, and to prove it, he shoved like plastic cockroaches into his mouth. Just a very boring kind of brawl. They're in an abandoned swimming pool. But they don't really do anything with all of it. They just kind of walk and brawl. Nothing interesting happens for 15 minutes, and then the insect loses. But now to get on to the actual interesting stuff, there was a wrestler called Diana Destroyer, and this is a guy who's wearing a plastic like flesh mask with a blonde wing, and is wearing lingerie and a tight red dress, and has a dildo called Mr. PP with a smiley face on it.
All right, you're speaking my language.
And he walked out, but because of the dress was so low, they would constantly blur him because his crotch and ass was showing. So the whole match, you can barely tell what's going on because they've blurred half of the wrestlers. It's a lot of comedy, I guess. He attacks and gets attacked with Mr. PP the dildo. It may be the worst match I've seen this year. It was definitely interesting though.
The worst match you've seen this year, and you've watched the 2012 Royal Rumble at least like 50 times.
Oh.
I think I'm at 42.
That's crazy.
Yeah. What? Yeah. I feel like that's gonna like you're gonna look down at your phone and just automatically there's gonna be like a resources for mental health showing up. Just for saying that aloud, your phone is gonna be like, hey, it seems like you're having some trouble right now. Here's the number to Samaritans or whatever.
Well,
Is Crazy Zacho? Is he on this show?
no, the Great Zacho. Yes, he was. He's in the next
The Great
match.
Zacho. Okay. It might be the Great Crazy Zacho. Might be his full name. I don't.
Yeah, he rated the Mad Ape. This is probably the only match I would say maybe watch. It's a bit too long. It's a bit too plodding, but Zacho bleeds quite well. There's definitely something you can get out of this. And then the main event, very boring. This is between the two non-comedy wrestlers. It's like, do you want to watch a death match, but they take 20 minutes to do a death match spot? It was like 20 minutes in, they start doing stuff with staplers and light tubes, not light tubes, but normal deathmatch stuff, but it takes 20 minutes to get. Very bad show. I normally love these Backyard Brawl shows. So I thought this was going to be the worst show I watched until the next one, which is I watched NXT TNA Showdown.
Man, that feels like something I would make Chris watch.
Yeah. Opening match. Well, actually, it's very funny. Is that the pre-show like video package is all about this war between these two promotions? But also, Santino Marella did cut a promo saying we're not actually at war because of Israel.
It would be so awesome if that was the promo. He just comes out and says, "We are not actually at war because of Israel," and then he just leaves.
The opening match is the Hardy Boys versus Dark State members Dion Lennox and I don't know how to say this name. Something
Is it
Griffin.
Osiris Griffin?
Yeah. I think the Dark State is supposed to be Antifa. I'm not entirely. It feels like they're supposed to be Antifa.
I'm not. I kind of get the impression from the 2 seconds I've seen of a video of theirs that they're supposed to be the guys from Mr. Robot, the like hacker, guys.
Or maybe they're hackers. I don't know. This match wasn't very good. The Hardys are like the 40, and they're not good anymore. It was very bland. It was inoffensive, I suppose, but very bland.
They're closer
wrestling.
to 50 than they are 40.
Yeah, they're.
Matt might be 50.
Matt is definitely 50.
Matt's been 50 in spirit for the last 20 years.
I would say since 2005 at least.
He's 51.
Someone in the Discord said about the Hardys Dudley Boys match that they would have been excited to watch that match 20 years ago. And someone said in 2005 ?
I'd be excited to watch that in 2005.
Oh,
Are we insulting 2005 Hardys now?
I mean 2005 Dudleys for sure.
Yeah, not 2005 Hardys are still good.
Yeah, but it's like the Dudleys were
Hardys
already
are
done.
still good as a tag team until at least a decade ago. They still had it.
When did they had that the Bucks match?
2018,
Bucks match, the
2017?
Briscoes match.
Yeah.
But yeah, this match was all to build up to one final table, which I can't wait to watch. I'm so excited for one final table.
Yeah, that will be the first TNA match I watch in forever, and I'm going it's going to be beautiful.
An interesting thing about NXT commentary is I think they've cloned Michael Cole. I don't know who this commentator they have on the show, but he looks, acts, and sounds exactly like Michael Cole.
I believe
Vic
it's Vic
Joseph?
Joseph.
I
Vic
said
Joseph,
Justice.
yeah.
Which, he is the most Michael Cole out of the fake Michael Coles they've been trying to push out.
And the other commentator is Booker T, who I want to kill. He is the worst wrestling commentator of all time. I have watched the 2012 Royal Rumble enough times to say this. He is the worst.
Yeah, he's not good. He has never been good, even in like a funny way.
He's
Well, it's like,
heel.
I think-
he's also
I
a
think there was
heel.
I think there was a time where people. I don't think Jerry Lawler was ever good on commentary personally, but I think there are people that look back fondly at a certain point of his commentary. What is there ever been a time where someone's like, "I love this Booker T stuff. Got to get him on the commentary more."
Black Snow.
Yeah, it's just people that watch NXT
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, no, and Black Snow in TNA. Come on.
because because like Booker T is like actively gooning during matches, which
Oh,
is exactly
come
what
on to that.
NXT like exactly what people that watch NXT are also doing. They're just gooning.
Speaking of, did you guys see the clip of the Marasade moonsault?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Flew away, like it was an amazing moonsault. It just did not hit any part of the opponent's body.
Well, is that from this show?
Yeah, that's from this
Yes.
show. That's
Okay.
the next
Yeah,
match.
and then the announcers are like, moonsault went a little big there.
Oh, yeah. They also, in this match, a horrendous leg drop is missed, and Jeff Hardy still sells it.
Oh, I seen that clip too. He does like a weird spin, and he spins so far he misses.
Yeah. But the Hardy Boys are your NXT champions. The one, they've won it all now. There's nothing they haven't done.
You think the Dudleys are gonna win?
Yeah,
I hope so.
I think they are.
It's
No, I
yeah,
agree.
it's,
Once the
it's
Hardys
one
won the
final-
NXT titles, I was like, the Dudleys are getting these belts.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
Bully-
one final table, not one final ladder.
that's very true. And like Bully Ray of NXT, whatever the like new
LFG.
tough enough LFG, yeah, LFG. Like
but
you
to
got
get
to
in-
put him over because he's just the voice of the next generation, training them up to be the next Bully Rays.
to get into the next match, this is Team NXT, JC Jane, Jada Parker, Lola Vice, and Sol Ruka versus Team TNA, The Iconics, Killane Jordan, and Mara Sade. This match, I believe, these are 6 fake wrestlers and the Iconics. I watched this match and refuse to believe any of these are real. This is probably the worst match of the year.
You can't keep saying that about all of them.
But I've watched the 2 worst shows I've seen all year.
It's so funny. You read those names, and I thought those are. I don't know if this internet has rotted my brain, but I'm like, those are 4 of the more recognizable NXT women name. I think those are all real people. I think I know them.
Dude, one of them is the champ. I don't remember which one.
I think it's
think it's-
JC Jane.
JC Jane.
Yeah.
Lola Vice is the MMA fighter. Sol Roca does back
I think
handsprings. People
Sol-
get excited.
I think Soroka was the one I liked the most. She has a cool finisher.
Yeah, she does the lethal injection or whatever.
Yeah.
But what's funny is that Marasade used to be in NXT until like 3 months ago. So now she's
But I
back
think-
on NXT just as a TNA person.
And then I think one of them is also an NXT wrestler, but she's the TNA champion. But I couldn't tell you. This match also has Jordan Grace as the special guest referee. This opening, she 1 minute into the match, she pulls out like a red card to give to one of the wrestlers, and I feel like it kind of a lot of my problem with comedy wrestling is like they just do the funny thing, but it doesn't affect anything. Like you see a lot of good comedy in DDT and stuff. It's like this funny thing has happened. How do we react to it? It plays a significant role into the match. She just red card, they ignore it, and it means fuck all. So why do you do it? The wrestling in this, and I'm not someone who cares about sloppiness normally, but none of them know how to hit a move. I don't know how NXT wrestlers keep getting injured. They never fucking hit each other. It is the softest,
Well,
most soul.
They're all non-contact injuries. They're all just they're all just tearing their ACLs, which
I
you do
watched
not
this
need to
match.
hit a move to do.
I watched this match with my girlfriend. She said, I hope they're not getting paid a lot.
Don't worry, they aren't.
Which
especially the
what I
TNA
said.
wrestlers. That's the point. They just get cut from WWE to sign with TNA and then work WWE for much cheaper.
Who was
Speaking
the
of
NXT
legendaries-
woman that's saying she couldn't afford a computer?
That was what's her name? I want to say it's the one of the deep state ones.
But that's a
problem
thing
with
that
when
happened, right?
Yeah. She was saying like, she wanted a high level PC, but then she found out that it would cost her like $1,000, and she's like, "Well, I guess I'll put myself in crippling debt to afford this $1,000 bill."
Well, first
like-
she bought a monitor, thinking that's all she needed.
Oh yeah, it was My impression of that was like she is counting on gooners to rush right to be like, "Here's some money, ma'am. Let me help," and she probably made off with like $5,000. But Kota Ibushi just fucked his leg up while we were talking.
Ah, that's a
Yeah, he
shame.
got stretchered out.
Yeah. I think that's the only noise you can make for Kota Ibushi these days. Love him. He's one of the all-time greats, but
He should
come on,
train
man.
at the PC.
He should.
I am on the record of like that Noah match where he works like 20 minutes on 0
Two
legs.
broken ankles.
Yeah, I love that match. It is one of the most evil matches ever. The fact that he is just working that match despite not being able to move, despite like someone needs to step in, but he has too much pride. I love that match. I am the one person that loves that match.
No. You're one of the two people who love that match, because I watched that match and I'm just like, this is amazing watching this like totally real thing of this guy fighting through the pain, still attempting to do moves, and he can't. And people like, it's a bad wrestling match, but it's an amazing display. Like, outside of kayfabe, it's just amazing to watch.
It is a test of the human spirit.
And
It
you
really
said
is.
20 minutes, and I think you're lowballing it.
Yeah, I also don't think we're the only two people high on that match. I believe that Flay Blazer of Dig Deep podcast also loved that match.
What was awesome was afterward, they did what was clearly like a storyline thing of like Jake Lee coming out and being like, "Now get out of our ring, bitch," or whatever the fuck he said, And the people, knowing how injured Ibushi was, they were just like, "Oh my God, Jake Lee just came out and ordered Ibushi out of the ring," like acting like he just like as a shoot wandered in and was picking on an injured guy for no reason.
Yeah, it's the Inoki gift.
Yeah, it was just such a like the reactions to that in the moment were so insane.
And if he did, that's way less like catastrophic to Ibushi's life than what Ibushi just did to himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jake Lee is like cutting that promo while like Kota Ibushi is like rejecting help out of the ring and is just like crawling up the ramp.
I don't share the love for that match like you two do, but if that was his last match, that would have fucking rolled. I think coming back was a
haven't watched
mistake.
that match. I don't have an opinion on it.
Now his last match might be against Josh Alexander.
Oh, perhaps. Yeah, no,
Apparently
play
they
the
went
sound
for
effect again.
an
Wah,
attitude
wah,
adjustment
wah.
on the top rope, and they fell.
Damn shame.
Tell me
Now-
about all ego Ethan Page versus
Yeah, this has an
Mustafa Ali.
8.51, and that's gone down quite a bit. It was well above a 9 at one point, I think. So tell me how great this was.
This was okay. This is borderline good.
Borderline good.
Yeah, I might like Ethan Page. He was working me in this match. He's fine. He knows how to do his role. Ali is a sympathetic enough babyface who takes a couple of sick bumps, and Page works it over. Like, this was good. I would recommend watching it if you have nothing else to do.
Recommendation.
Yeah, no, this was fun.
I think if NXT was an actual developmental league instead of whatever weird thing it is, I think Ethan Page would be perfect to be there. I guess he's still perfect for whatever it is now, but I don't know what it is now.
Yeah, there's one like Ali just runs straight first into the bottom turnbuckle. It looks really cool. Yeah, there's not much to say. It just like I don't really. This isn't a match that feels like NXT versus TNA. But to be fair, I don't watch Hyper Promotion, so who am I to say?
It's also
Yeah,
just weird. I guess it's because everyone jumps around, but it's also weird. Just like, oh, Ethan Page, a guy who spent a lot of time in TNA, and Mustafa Ali, a guy who spent a lot of time in WWE,
yeah, it feels the other way around.
and no one watches TNA now, so it's like no one has like fond memories of Ali's TNA run.
Yeah, no.
They should have done a double turn where they like switched sides in the middle of the match. Like Ethan Page,
Oh.
turns into Karate Man halfway through.
Well, I actually don't know. In this main event, does Joe Hendry, does he do anything? Is there any like turning, any picking
There's
sides?
kind of a turn, but it's very dumb. This main event. Well, first of all, Javon Evans comes out in a 6'7" shirt. So make of that what you will. There's only one fake wrestler in this match, Miles Bourne. He's fake, he's not real. But the rest of them are at least real wrestlers. Miles Bourne gets eliminated 5 minutes in, probably less, like 2 minutes in. Then Siobhan has a hot tag that looks like shit. I'm so over Siobhan. I used to think he was okay. No, he is bad.
Yeah, you go to NXT and you forget how to work.
He
Like,
has a hot
Javon
tag.
Evans was like 19 years old when he signed, so he's a lost cause.
No, he is. He is a hot tag, and to end the hot tag, like he's gonna get rolled up. So he just jumps off the top rope to hit nothing and then gets rolled up. Looks so bad. Like he is a lost cause. So it's 2-on-4. Trick and Ricky trying to fight it out. And then they do for 5 minutes, they're fighting underneath, and then Trick just walks away for no real reason. He just abandons Ricky. And I think you can't walk away in a mortal elimination match because he wasn't the legal man, so he didn't get counted out. So if you ask me, the match is still ongoing. Yes, and then it's 1-on-4. Ricky is also a lost cause. Like he's fighting back, he's his underdog, but you just tell the urgency isn't there. Everything looks a bit off. He eliminates 2, but then eventually gets pinned by Moose. Yeah. Dog shit match. Really bad. Oh, so this is like a TNA versus NXT. They're keeping score because there's going to be a winner, like in Invasion. But there's 4 matches. It's an even amount. So anyone could have fucking told you it was going to be a draw. Yeah, no, this is the worst show I've seen. Really bad. Paige versus Ali is fine to good. Rest of the show, utter dog shit. And I hate.
Sounds like you're in the right mindset to watch Slave to the Death Match 16.
And then I watched one more match, and this was really good. Yuto Ice versus Yuya Yamura. Yuto Ice is the fucking future, man. He is honest, like he might be my new favorite New Japan wrestler. He's not just like it's not just the rap like the ironic bomber clot stuff. He is honestly really good. The story of this match is that Yuya injured Ice like 2 years ago. Ice has got so much anger, frustrated. You just see it come out. He strikes, his kicks, just everything about him, the way he taunts the crowd. Ice is the fucking guy. If there is someone to save New Japan, it is Ice. I am so in on the guy.
Yeah, he
I
rules. And it's not just like the gimmick is funny, which the gimmick is funny.
We are all going to get taken out of. People are going to clip us talking about ice is the future, and it's not going to work out well for us.
But Yuto Ice, like of the guys that New Japan has given very funny gimmicks to, who are also like awesome wrestlers in the past few years, like Master Wato and the Great Okan. Yuto Ice is like the pinnacle.
Yeah,
this is not about my feelings on Yuto Ice, but I would love. It's more my feelings about New Japan and New Japan booking. I would love to clip this and see where we are in 2 years with Yuto Ice. I'm gonna guess exactly where we are right now.
honest, if I was in charge of New Japan, which who knows I might be, I'm building everything around Ice versus Yuya. Like I'm putting the title on one of them soon, and just that's the feud.
So what we're
It-
getting is another Shota Umino push.
Look, I've defended Shota, and even I think now it's Yuya and Ice is that those are the two. That should be your G1 final next year.
It won't be.
Yeah,
All right,
it will be Zack versus
Actually,
Jake Lee.
I was gonna say Jake Lee when he comes back.
Yeah.
So yeah, we all watched a lot of wrestling. Before we go on to our big top, we gotta talk about what's been on the site. Koro doing the work's got a big list that went up Friday of stuff to watch. Instead of watching any of these 30 matches that he says are good, we all watched shit. So maybe don't be like us. And then we had the aforementioned death panel featured Pork and Maryland as well, right?
Yep.
Yep,
Yeah.
both of them chimed in with Pork talked about specific matches from Tournament of Death. Maryland talked about the experience of watching the very faulty IWTV stream live. Both of them, I felt like I couldn't add to the Tournament of Death conversation because I liked what they did so much.
Oh, shucks.
So check that out. It was awesome. Chris will be rounding up some lucha soon, and I also believe that Sam has another 1984 piece coming out. I don't know when because he's MIA and kind of, derelict of duty and neglecting the site, but it is here. I'm looking at a draft of it. I might just read it out loud, word for word, right now.
Yeah, so I'm assuming Koro has something for Friday.
It's not up right now, but you never know.
But if Koro doesn't have anything ready tomorrow, then Lucha Roundup will be Friday. If he does give us his weekly list, it will be up probably Monday.
Okay.
Like I said, all I need to do is copy and paste a bunch of YouTube links that are just going. Like, honestly, I'm sober enough. I can probably do it tonight and have it ready for Thursday. But this is not a conversation for the podcast. But we'll have all of these things for you soon.
Things will be coming. So check out the site, violentpeople.co. The idea that you've listened to almost 2 hours of us talking about wrestling, you don't know the site URL is funny to me, but let's just violentpeople.co.
Yeah, there should be. I have 3 episodes of Late Night in the works. I'm just gonna fully schedule them.
Holy shit, I know one of the guests.
Who could that be?
I don't know.
Yeah, and then another one of your co-hosts is the other.
Oh, that guy probably
Oh, you
won't do
got
it.
Cole?
I've already had Cole. Cole was very easy to schedule.
Finally, Tanner is making his debut on
Yeah. Oh man.
That would be fucking hilarious.
Yeah, no.
He asked me to be on his
you
quiz
should
show
do
like
that.
ages ago, and then So
That's
maybe
really
I
weird
called it.
because I won last year and I didn't get invited back. We'll never know why.
Yeah, and then I've got one other episode, hopefully coming sometime soon.
All right, let's get right into. Like I said, we've gone a little long, so let's get right into the big top. Pork went and started a fucking blog.
I've had that blog for a while.
Okay, well, you started
You
a
started a
project on the blog.
project. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
The Great American Wrestling Road Trip,
that is yes.
where we've already gone on and on about your vast knowledge of U.S. geography.
Mm,
So
know,
you are
so-
going state by state. Is there an order to this state? The
Yeah, I tried to map it out so it would kind of make sense as an actual
Oh.
road trip.
Okay, all right. And he writes about the best match in the history of that state. Did I describe it well enough?
Yeah, no, yeah, that's exactly it.
Today was Virginia, and you wrote about Brian Kendrick and Paul London versus Dave Taylor and William Regal versus the Hardy Boys versus Joey Mercury and Johnny Nitro in a ladder match.
Yeah.
I have to immediately hold your feet to the fire and ask you, did you watch Necro versus Jack Evans?
Yes, I did.
And did you watch any Damian Wayne matches?
No, because I couldn't find them. Well, I couldn't find specific ones that people thought was good. I wasn't just gonna go through everything.
They're all good. Is the
Okay.
thing. They're all good.
The other
To be fair,
the other
Sam
thing-
did say he was going to buy access to some of those matches, and he never reported back. So who knows how good they are in 2025?
Yeah, no. Neko versus Evans is probably actually better, but I had more to say about this match,
Come
so I
on.
chose to write about it.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate
I
you.
respect that.
Yeah. Sometimes things are really good. You're just like, yeah, that was good. Check it
Yeah,
out. And,
Look, I spend most of this piece talking about Dr. J. So
it is true. So I guess basically, why are you doing this, and how are you doing this?
well, the how is I don't know. I just write about them.
Okay.
Why? I don't know. I want a project. I want to make myself write more. I like making big lists of my favorite stuff.
This
I
is a better
respect it.
project than watching every WWE films movie.
That's still on the back burner. I'm getting back to that.
Godspeed.
I will say you haven't picked a bad match yet, which I'm waiting for that.
Oh. Next, West Virginia might have you.
Okay, well, I was gonna say it's crazy to me that you I don't know how you're sourcing these matches, but I'm freaking a mile as the crow flies from West Virginia, born in Huntington, West Virginia. I don't get a little DM. You don't want any match Rex?
Well, I'll give this spoil because it's a match that I currently have. I'm not locked in as my pick. It's one I want to do a bit more research. Currently, it's Garcia versus Bryan.
That actually might be the answer.
Damn it.
That's probably the answer. I was there live. That match fucking rules.
The first one.
It's
one
2 out of 3
Garcia
falls,
wins.
right?
Wait, let me double check. I think you might. You're probably right.
I was there, so I think I should know, but
Yeah.
I could be wrong. So the only other, there's not a ton of rich West Virginia history of big time matches. Again, I'm a Necro guy, so I'm going to tell you Necro versus Low Key. From IWA, probably a bunch of IWA East Coast stuff. Necro versus Low Key. Chris Hero versus Dick Togo.
Oh, that sounds good.
I think there's a Necro Sammy match I really like. There's a bunch of Necro and IWA East Coast match, and then there's the Hero match. Those are the ones that stand out in my mind in West Virginia. I feel like Regal had a match that I remember from WCW Nitro out of West Virginia, but not enough to remember who it was against. So it's probably just Danielson versus Garcia, which is boring, but correct.
I should probably talk about AW at some point.
Yeah.
Speaking of GCW earlier, I think they just did an Alaska show,
Yeah,
Yes, they did.
which is gonna be useful for me because Alaska had no fucking shows I could find. So
This is
I'll
this
have
is
to
this
watch
is
that
when we're going to
eventually.
run into you picking a bad match because all you have to choose from is a single GCW show.
Oh yeah, there's like no shows that happened in Wyoming as well.
Yeah, because it's like wrestling happens in Alaska, but it definitely does not get filmed. 'Cause I know, like, didn't like Edge and Christian and Rhino, didn't they do tours of like that area of Canada and Alaska coming up?
Yeah, I
But
did
I don't
think of
think
a
any of that
sequel.
like actually made tape or anything.
I did
Oh
think
yeah,
if I ever get
this
done with this to
GCW
do.
Alaska show has a 22-minute Joey Janela versus Kid Bandit match.
Oh,
Have
fuck
fun.
me.
I have not
Oh,
seen the show.
it also has Atticus Cogar versus Slade. 5 minutes.
Yeah,
That's
no
probably gonna be
contest.
what I pick.
And I was just about to say that's probably the best match in the history of Alaska is Atticus Cogar versus Slade, no contest, 5 minutes.
If you write about that and you send it to Atticus Kogar, he will be so fucking excited. I can't describe to you how much he cares.
I think the one notable like Wyoming show might also be a GCW show
Yeah,
because
it
like
is.
they
Wait, let
because
me-
like I think they were going to go to Alaska forever ago, but it got sidetracked, and Wyoming was also part of that.
Yeah, Brett's goal is to do shows in all 50 states,
Yeah.
which is funny that I don't think they've done Massachusetts yet. Maybe
Yeah, for
Drew
Wyoming.
Cordero's.
No, they've
Wyoming
had to have like at some point when they were on good terms with Beyond done like a doubleheader.
Yeah, Wyoming
If
and
they have, it's
Montana
not, it's
were the ones I had nothing for. Besides, like one
yeah, Montana's
thing.
tough.
Yeah, no. Currently, it's some like I have to watch this Prestige show from 2023 to figure out what my favorite match is.
Yeah, if you need recommendations for Wisconsin, I can send you a bunch of dysfunction matches.
So I go through this. I never know how to spell any of these states. Well, I never know how to spell anything, but specifically.
I mean, there have been
Wisconsin. I
great...
can only have Dude Love versus Steve Austin written down.
Oh, that's a good answer.
That probably is the right answer because Milwaukee does have like a lot of like Milwaukee is a major city that has had pay-per-views and just at the very least TV tapings every year for WCW, WWE, TNA, AEW, whatever, Ring of Honor, etc. But I mean, a lot of good dysfunction. Like if you really go diving in the dysfunction mines.
I love that both of our states, like when I called him out in West Virginia and you called him out in Wisconsin, we both had the same reaction. No, that's probably right.
Did you already do Massachusetts?
Yeah, I did. It's Briscoes versus Teen Erico Boston Street Fight.
Yeah, but no one likes that match, and no one likes those teams.
You forgot about that.
Yeah, I mean, come on,
Okay.
dude. You should have. I mean, we've had so many John Cena matches here.
I just
Like,
told you
John
the
Cena
Big Time
versus
Wrestling
Rank-
Vault is putting up stuff every day right now.
Yeah, I mean, you
Man,
gotta
for Montana,
look
you're looking at this 2000 WCW Nitro. You got to figure out if you like the 3 count versus Young Dragons for 4 minutes, or Kevin Nash versus Cat. Oh, and the main event's Double J and Scott Steiner. That's probably the answer.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Well,
That's like literally that's like you go broadcasted events from Montana. It's just the 3 WCW shows that would tape that back to back in 2000. And that's all that comes up on Cage
The best
Match.
era of WCW.
Yeah, unrelated to the 50 states thing, I just saw today that the WWE Vault put up one of their compilation things of Raven's Flock in WCW. And it's just like, I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
I saw I saw a clip on Twitter of Eric Bishop talking about how he never liked the Raven gimmick and he didn't see it. And it's just like every time I hear this man speak, I know that's like I know he's doing it on purpose. I'm like, he's just getting me worked up.
He's also picking on a guy with Parkinson's.
I think the
Apparently-
Raven documentary is gonna be on Prime soon.
Yeah, I'm
like, November.
excited to watch that. I should have
You-
gone to the premiere in Lexington, but
I
Didn't
tried to
want
get
it.
my sister to go when she was in town that weekend with her friends from like 20 years ago, and apparently those 3 girls didn't want to go see the premiere. But
Weird.
yeah, I did not understand it. I was like, "Do you guys need money? Is the money the issue? Why wouldn't you go?" I also love that's a 3-hour compilation. I hope someone watches it because they'll be like, "Oh, this 3-minute clip is has never been on the internet before." And that's like real on like the big time wrestling vault. Like the WWE vault is sometimes
awesome
casually
thing
putting up
about-
like unaired stuff.
The awesome thing about putting up a 3-hour-long Ravens Flock compilation is that within 3 hours, you can probably include 70 Ravens Flock matches.
I bet Raven versus Goldberg is one of the matches I've watched the most in my life. Like just over. It's like when that aired.
Quick, what state did that happen in?
Oh shit, I have no idea. But I know I had that on VHS. Like, and I thought I just was wearing that tape thin when I was a kid.
I think I have one Goldberg match currently on the list. Yeah, for Idaho, got a Goldberg match.
Yeah.
Go
on.
What's your current Michigan match? Because I mean, Detroit is a great wrestling town.
Savage versus Steamboat.
Yeah.
Is that the reaction to all of them?
Okay. Well, you didn't do Ohio yet, did you?
No, I've told you what
No.
what I'm doing for Ohio.
Oh yeah, but I already told you. Yeah, that's probably.
I'm doing.
Yeah,
I mean, these can all change, but it's currently Hero Kingston.
An Ohio match that doesn't involve Ricky Shane Page. I don't know if I believe that.
Raven versus Goldberg was in Colorado.
I think I
Yeah, but Colorado also gets like some of those cool lucha indies. There's probably something great from one of those.
That's true.
Yeah, for
this sums up
Ohio,
the
it's
match-
either Kingston, Hero,
after-
or Danielson, McGinnis.
So the match before Raven versus Goldberg is Chris Jericho versus Juventud Guerrera in 1998. So that's awesome. And then the match after is Ultimo Dragon versus La Parca. So you probably have like a wealth of lucha choices just from WCW in Colorado.
I mean, my current Colorado pick is Benoit Guerrero.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably pretty problematic to highlight one of those guys. If you know what I'm talking about. I mean,
Yeah, he would have been conservative.
From what I've
if he was
heard, Eddie
alive.
Guerrero would have voted for Trump.
Yeah, and he did cocaine.
Oof.
Haven't you seen the clips? He returned to Raw, apparently.
Yeah. I saw someone put up one of those AI things of Martin Luther King Jr.'s heel turn on Monday Night Raw.
Oh, okay. I saw a different Martin Luther King. I saw him coming down the ramp in an NWO shirt doing a Dream promo.
Waka
Oh my god! Like, we're burning the atmosphere for this.
Someone posted a clip from Benoit Finley where Finley just fucking kills Benoit with a chair as Benoit's doing a tope, and I was like, yeah, that fucking rules. You got to put a Benoit Finley or Benoit Regal match in one of the states, I'm sure.
There's a lot of good matches that have happened in the States.
It's true. I mean, you're gonna list at least 50 of them.
Do I not have a single Regal match on here? Oh yeah, I just did a Regal match. I'm an idiot.
It's really funny. You're gonna get 2 Daniel Garcia matches in your first 15 or so.
Yeah, not something I was planned. I mean, currently Ray is the guy who's on the list the most, and I haven't even got to a Ray match yet.
You said Ray?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of all the stuff I've seen live that like in Ohio that I like, and there's a Ray Punk match, and then there's a Ray Johnny Nitro match that were both fucking awesome. Just TV matches, but just Ray's so fucking good. But yeah, everyone should read this blog. Follow it along. He posts once a day, every day, no matter what.
No, yep,
And
never missed a day.
it hasn't missed a day yet. Not going to start now. And you should watch the
What is the
matches.
address of this blog?
That's a great question.
See, here's the thing. I already clicked on it, so now it says sites.google.com/view/ that's probably not the best way to get there. I would
Let me
just
see it.
go. What is
It's
your
my pinned tweet is
Yeah,
the
so
start of
I
that
would go to
thread.
his Twitter page, which is
Which
at
we will be linking in the show notes.
PADRAIGGAV. Check it out.
Yeah.
Pin tweet. Good shit.
Good shit.
All right. You guys want to answer some questions?
I guess if we
I'm
have to,
legally
sure.
required to. I'm so glad I have the soundboard muted.
All right. Well, that actually hurts my feelings, but okay.
I didn't plan to do it. I just muted it last night.
It's very funny that
muted it.
I segued to the questions and I'm not at all prepared for it. We already covered
Sam had the
versus.
first one.
Yeah, we kind of covered Sam beating Chris's ass in fantasy football and how embarrassing that was for Chris because Sam is no good at fantasy football. Oh, okay. This is a good question from Nick Yeoman. What discussion that happened on VPR would you least like played to a room full of your loved ones and work colleagues?
Any of the wrestling ones.
I was going to say, I have been sexist as hell on this. I've probably admitted some crimes on this. And the thing that I'd most be embarrassed about if they heard me freaking out about how good MLW was.
No, Dan, that's the wrong. The one you don't want your family hearing is the time you admitted listening to Swoggle's podcast.
Oh my God. Don't repeat that. That's edited out. They're probably like the work colleague, like this guy won't return a fucking email. He just talked about watching all this wrestling and listening to wrestling podcasts.
My mum found Late Night with the 2012 Royal Rumble. So I just want to keep all of this away.
We were in a car with 7 people on a road trip, and my niece started playing the podcast out loud in full volume.
Oh no!
Yeah, teenagers are fucking hilarious.
One of the funniest things I've ever heard is a friend of mine from the Wrestling Observer Board said once that he was, I don't know if he was on a date or what, but his iPod was on shuffle in the car. And one of the things in it was an MP3 of the Observer radio. So, it goes from one song and then it goes to, how's it going, everybody? Brian Alvarez here. And he was just like, I wanted to die.
At that time, I didn't know who Tracy Smothers was. That's by far the most embarrassing thing on the internet.
I used to print the Observer newsletters at my college library, and there was one time where I was printing probably 3 months worth or something. Like I was real far behind, and the librarian sees it and she starts getting mad. She's like, "Who's using so much paper? What is this?" And she starts just flipping through and reading it out loud, and I'm Xing out of everything on the computer.
You're just getting under the table.
I'm just like, I don't know. That sounds stupid to me, though. I'll tell you that much. I'll take it. I'll throw it away for you. Let me see these. Nick H has a good question. With the renewal of Dark Side of the Ring, what topics/persons would you like to see covered? And my answer is, I'm pretty much over that show.
Yeah, I've been over it for about 5 seasons.
I want the Kota Ibushi episode of just what a weird guy he is for an hour.
Love it.
I think we should have an episode on
before we go to the next one, did they ever do a Feinstein Dark Side of the Ring?
I don't believe so.
I think it's time.
I like it because they can talk about how he just kept working for them and everyone tried to pretend he didn't.
Yep. They can interview him.
Oh, he'll sit down for an interview.
I was reading an old thing that was contemporaneous with the Perverted Justice thing on him that republished the chat logs. And I had forgotten how insane they are. Where it's the immortal Rob Feinstein quote, "LOL, I'll pretend you said 18."
Yeah, he's a real piece of shit.
Hey, I have a quick question though. A whole bunch of like wrestling legends don't like still hang out with him and interact with him and work with him, do they?
As far as I know, he's been blackballed from the business forever.
Thank God. That would be really disheartening if he still was like a fairly big
It's
part of the autograph
it's
industry.
so funny that everyone still like on the down low works with Fonzie, but Michael Elgin actually did get excommunicated from wrestling.
uh anytime any like Japanese wrestler is in America doing a signing, it's because of Feinstein. Like he watched WrestleMania with like Liger and Muto and like just like a who's who of wrestlers from Japan. Let's see. This is an interesting question for Eamon. What is your individual tag wrestler of the year? So I had a tough time with this. Does anyone have any thoughts?
So we mean like the best single member of people of a tag team.
See that like that's how I was taking it, but
Yeah.
more probably at tag wrestling, not like who is the best wrestler as in a tag team. Who's the best at wrestling tag matches is how I took it.
Okay.
Oh, I took it as they were asking each of us individually to give our favorite tag team. Which I guess all the questions are about that. But
So I mean, Ovet Jr. is up there as both a member of Los Poros and Los Trippers Big. Probably like both boring answer, either FTR guy. I prefer Cash.
no, I have not enjoyed FTR this year at all.
I don't think I've watched a lot of tag team wrestling this year, so I'm going to say number 1, Adam Copeland, the Rated R Superstar. He's still got it, folks. And number 2, Reed Bentley of the Rejects, because he liked a tweet I did once.
I don't know if he counts because I can only think of he's been in like 6 and 8 man tags, but Mark Briscoe. I mean, you're not like it's a stupid answer, but he's good at tag wrestling. Surprise. He's good at wrestling. And now listen, all the other questions have been okay. Here's the real fucking the first heater of the week from
Let's
Steph.
spend an hour on this.
What would be your starting basketball lineup out of horror movie icons? Specifically want to hear who's playing what position. Who's ready to go first?
I've put a lot of
Go.
thought
I've
into
got
this.
it all written down.
Go read in a week, Pat.
All right. So first off, point guard. We have Megan from the movie Megan.
Oh,
Feel
okay.
free to-
I got confused. Never mind. That's my fault.
You got confused about Megan from the movie
Well,
Megan?
I'm going to go ahead and give you one of mine. I have Jennifer, played by Megan Fox, at my 2.
Oh, okay. No, this is Megan with the 3.
But this
I
is
went with
Megan
the
from the movie
robot.
Megan, which makes more
My
sense.
thought was that
Megan.
we could get Megan into the men's NBA by proving that as a robot she has no real gender to speak of.
All you do is talking about gender, man.
I know, I love it. I fucking love gender. Anyway, so I'll just go down my list. Point guard Megan, 2 shooting guard, the Xenomorph from Aliens. 3 small forward, Pennywise the Dancing Clown. Power forward, Candyman, the Tony Todd version. And center, Jason Voorhees. And most important position, the coach, John Jigsaw Kramer.
That's who I have as my fucking coach.
Yeah, I mean
that's the only choice for coach.
Yeah.
for coach,
no,
it's gotta be Jigsaw. He's got the greatest.
I've got
brain.
Jigsaw as my point guard. I want creativity.
Point guard.
I want creativity.
So
I really had
I want
problems
someone
with the
with
power
vision.
forward on this because there are not a lot of horror movie characters that are both tall and fast.
Okay, well,
And then,
go ahead.
like the Predator, I don't count him as a horror character.
My team is built around our 3. I got Art the Clown. Fuck y'all. At
Art
the one,
the Clown was almost my power forward. Then I looked him up and he was 6'2", and I'm just like, no.
that's why he's at the 3. I had the same situation. I thought he was taller than he was. At the 1, I got Ghostface. I just think he's quick. You know what I mean? He's quick. He's
Well, it depends.
also
on
he's
who's
also
in the
smart.
There have been like 5 Ghostface though. There were 2
That's-
Ghostface in the first movie.
Who were the brothers? I can't even think of the name right now. Who the twins that switched places? Now we're doing it. We do that.
I don't-
They're playing back to backs. Oh, I tweaked my knee. Don't worry, someone else is under the mask. Jennifer from Jennifer's Body at my 2. I said Art the Crown at the 3. I went with the grabber from Black Phone as my power forward.
are you?
he just-
I thought I was going to
Do you have him? Well, I think he can play big. I
I have him in my front court because he's grabbing the boards.
that makes sense. I just picture when he opens the band and the balloons are there, like his wingspan seems big. And then speaking of wingspan, at my 5, Jeeper Creeper, the creeper from Jeepers Creepers. It's kind of
Okay.
a small ball lineup, but I think a lot of my original lineups, they were all bigs, and I was like, I think in my mind, they're playing a league full of horror characters. There's going to be a lot of big man lineups, and I kind of wanted to, go against the grain there. Porg, what's your lineup?
So at my 1, I have John Kramer. I know you have him as coach. I think he can still play.
Maybe he's a player coach.
Creative. I want someone with creative. Yeah, Bill Russell type. I want creativity in my team. At the 2, I want someone adaptable. I want the Thing. Can
Does
whatever
the thing
we
have
need.
hands though? Can the thing dribble?
Depends. He's a shapeshifter. I want someone adaptable for every situation I put him in. I want the Thing. At the 3, I want a slasher, someone who good. So Mike Myers.
I thought about Mike Myers, but my thought is that he's too slow.
Yeah, no, I just really wanted the slasher pun. I didn't really think about it outside of that. I'm thinking Anthony Edwards kind of before he developed the shot. So kind of like last season. At the 4,
Michael Myers is another guy that I thought was bigger than he is.
At the 4,
when I Googled it, they had him at like 5'10". Sorry, go ahead.
So at the 4, I know you focus on speed. All I care about is lockdown defense. I want you to never leave a guy. I want the entity from It Follows. He's not letting go of his man.
That's good.
And then at the 5, I just need someone big. Give me Frankenstein.
Yep. Classic.
And, his wife's in the WNBA, some great marketing opportunities there. And then 6-man Pennywise is mostly just a locker room guy, always cracking jokes.
I went with Pennywise as a small forward because the spider legs are probably very useful.
All right, Chris, let's hear your starting 5.
All right, so starting point guard, I mean he's very undersized, but I feel like he's got the handles. He's like Muggsy Bogues type, very undersized point guard.
You're gonna name the fucking leprechaun.
No, it's gonna be Chucky.
Chucky.
I thought about Chucky as like a Pat Bev type.
And also he's chucking.
Yeah,
in my team, Chucky is the ball.
Talking.
And shooting guard, I was trying to think of like a horror villain who is just like a shooter who just like shoots people with a gun.
Yeah, I was trying to think of a horror villain with a gun. I couldn't really come up with any.
I couldn't really think of someone, so I just that's where I put Bill, very undersized backcourt. I put Billy the Puppet. Under the control of head coach.
I
John
thought I
Jigsaw
was running
Kramer.
a small ball lineup.
Look, you laugh. He shot that 40% from the corner last season, so like average.
I actually had the grabber as my small forward, and then I had Jason as my power forward, as a big body, who's got some speed. And for my 5, for a stretch 5, I've got Freddy Krueger, because like he can stretch out, like like Dream World, he can be as big as he wants.
I thought about Freddy Krueger, but then I thought he would just get canceled immediately because he would do some really problematic. He would either do a really, really problematic, like LeBron James costume, or he would waste too much time. Like he would dunk and then he'd just like spend all of his time like showboating, being like, "White men can't dunk, bitch," or some other classic Freddy line.
Are we not at all concerned about him popping the ball?
Frank,
Also,
that's
he
what I
would
said.
molest
That's
all
what
the
I brought
children
up.
in the stadium, which would be really bad.
I don't know, Karl Malone, joke, insert joke.
Shit. So that was the best question we've had in the history of Q&AR, so I appreciate that.
I still
I-
think I think I'm surprised that I'm the only person who put the xenomorph on the basketball team. You would
I
think the
thought about
xenomorph
it.
would be really good at moving across the court.
I
See,
spent more time thinking about this than I did almost every big top we've ever done.
See,
Absolutely.
if this was in the playoffs, I could get James Harden with the Invisible Man,
Oh,
and that's
got his ass.
got his ass. He's one of my favorite players, but
I don't know.
I should have done an Embiid joke. I hate.
I got a
Embiid
buddy
way more
whose
than
favorite
Harden.
player is James Harden. I just think that's a weird favorite player.
He was my
My favorite
answer
play-
for a while back. We got asked, "What NBA player do you want to see enter wrestling?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want to see what happens when James Harden joins the WWE or something."
My favorite player
Some
is Derek
guy
White. So
named Sam has a question. Rank 'em: Saul, Final Destination, The Purge, Terrifier. Now, I think we covered that it just means the series as a whole for right now.
okay, so Saw number
Works for
one.
me.
Like-
It's Saw, it's Final Destination. I've never seen a Purge movie, but it's The Purge, and that's Terrifier.
Yeah,
Okay.
Terrifier is last at the bottom of the ocean.
This is gonna be. I'm not making a joke. It's Terrifier, Saul,
No.
Final
You-
Destination, The
Go
Purge.
fuck yourself.
I might be
just-
more. I've got Final
All right,
Destination
well,
last.
Dan, just you've pissed me off now. So now I'm saying Final Destination, The Purge, Saw, Terrifier.
All right.
I don't like Final Destination.
Sam
at
asked
all.
this question to tear us apart because he knew how I would answer. He knows I love those movies.
You love
And yet you
Terrifier.
didn't put him on your team. Oh wait, no,
I mean,
you did.
like I
Never
said,
mind.
my
yeah.
niece is like a mean teenager, and like someone invited her to a movie to go see the Black Phone 2 actually, and she's like, no, horror movies are me and my uncle's thing. So it's like, and like Terrifier, we loved watching them together, and we've watched all three, and they're fucking fun, and Art the Clown is really cool looking. That's enough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all you need from like a two fucking hour movie is a villain that looks cool.
that
You're
looks
right.
cool, and then there's lots of gross shit happening. That is all I need. I don't need any more.
Yeah, I was dreading this question because I thought I would get shit for my Final Destination hate. Thank you, Dan, for taking the heat off me.
I got you. You guys see the newest Final Destination?
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
awesome.
Yeah. The opening of that movie fucking rules.
I find Final
Is
Destination
that
just
is
a boring.
this the one where they're in like a rotating restaurant?
Yeah, they're in like the
Yes.
Sky Tower.
Okay.
My biggest problem with that movie is that first 15 minutes or however long they're in the Sky Tower is by far the best part of the movie, and then, but that was a fucking hoot too.
Yeah, I mean, there's still some good kills later.
I mean, that's just always
You
my
guys see
problem
the
with Final
latest Purge
Destination.
movie?
What's the latest?
I don't know. No one watches the fucking Purge
I
movies.
think I've seen the first three possibly.
Yeah.
There's one maybe where they go to Mexico. Which one's that's like the last one
saw-
I've seen.
I saw the
I think they did
election
a TV
day
show,
one.
and that's where I just stopped paying attention entirely.
Okay, so it looks like maybe I've seen 1, 2, 3, and 5. That seems crazy.
You've got to see 4 now.
Yeah, now I feel like it's called The First Purge. I don't think I saw that. That doesn't sound familiar at all, but they're all the same. There's a lot of crosstalk here. Sorry guys, I'm trying. Tim, should Mad Dog Davis do a shock collar match next time?
Yeah, I know what Tim is referencing here.
I don't.
Hassan just got in trouble for potentially shocking his dog on camera.
I think it was
Oh.
bullshit. I don't think he actually did. People are just being weird.
People being weird on the
Don't-
internet?
But don't quote me. Like, it was just his dog was just sleeping on his bed. And people thought he
People
had
are
a shock
saying that the
collar in
dog
him.
started to get up, so Hassan triggered the shock collar to keep the dog from getting up.
Whenever ice bucket challenges were a thing, instead of doing Ice Bucket Challenge, I got shocked with dog collar. This video
Talk
that's
me
I mean, they
somewhere.
through
do,
how.
Video that's
What?
somewhere.
they do dog collar bits as a thing on Soraya's podcast where
Oh, that's funny.
you have to answer trivia questions or you get like shocked, but they wrap the dog collar around people's ankles.
Oh, I did it on my neck.
But-
Now I was like I was in my early 20s. I was a fucking idiot, and I told my friends they could do it. And then the first one they did it, and I was like, oh, that's not bad. Turn it up a little bit, and it like goes to 50, and they do like 2, and then they do 10, and I go, ah, that's not bad either. Crank it all the way to 50, and it just takes me right to my knees.
That was like when I was like growing up watching YouTube. Like shot collars was such a big bit of the content. Just everything was doofing, but with shot collar.
I am going to say to the question that Tim asks, no, because it would look very stupid and silly.
Well, there you go. I
It would be
think
like a lumberjack, like you throw someone out of the ring and then they just fake a seizure.
don't quote me on this, but I think the follow-up Goldberg Scott Hall match after Scott Hall tases him in the streak that might have taken place in West Virginia. Or I could be pulling that out of my asshole. I don't know.
Cool. Is it better than
No, it's not a
Daniel
great
Gunn?
match. Not at all.
Okay.
It exists.
Yeah, this
So,
isn't like I'm not trying to do the definitive history of West Virginian wrestling.
I'm just naming stuff that
Should. That
happened.
should be the next
Yeah,
project.
maybe look into it. People have been begging for it, basically.
The complete inaccurate history of West Virginia.
Stun gun ladder match. It did take place in Charleston, West Virginia.
Was Smoky Mountain Wrestling in West Virginia, or did they?
I don't know
not
if they
move
ran
into-
shows in West Virginia. You would think so, but I don't.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That
They were
is a
definitely.
big.
I mean, like Tennessee, Kentucky. I just don't know. They got if it's weird if they didn't because they ran shows in like eastern Kentucky, like right across the river from West Virginia. So if they didn't, they're best as close as you could get. But yeah, that's the show, guys. I think we did it. That's all the Q&A. Really,
No.
if I was a better host, I would have not ended it on the shock collar question. I would have ended it with Steph.
You have missed the question.
Oh, which one?
Top from Steph as well. Top 5 horror directors.
Oh, I did. That's a good another question. All right, what do you guys got?
Carpenter, Hooper,
Funny, I
Fulci,
missed it. I haven't typed out here.
Lynch, and let's put like very recency bias, but Jordan Peele, like 3 for 3.
Okay.
Especially
So
Nope is awesome.
I think Toby Hooper has to be number one with a bullet just because of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He basically invented the vocabulary that people are still using, 50 years later. Number 2, John Carpenter, because he invented the rest of the vocabulary that everyone uses. Number 3, I said it on the Discord, whoever directed the movie The Invisible Maniac. I don't remember who, but I love The Invisible Maniac, so they get an automatic pass to number 3. Let's say number 4, Cronenberg. Number 5, Stuart Gordon. And that's more about my tastes than trying to make a definitive best of all time. This is just the people who make the stuff I enjoy the most.
Yeah, Gordon probably is my number 5 instead of
Also,
Jordan Peele.
underrated Toby Hooper movie, Life Force.
Life Force
The
is awesome.
Naked
Yeah.
Vampire. Honorable mention, speaking of naked vampires, honorable mention to John Rowland. Or Jean Rowland, I shouldn't say John.
Orc, what do you got?
Number 1, Carpenter. Number 2, Sam Raimi. Number 3, Hooper. Number 4, George Romero. And then 5, I'll go Edgar. Robert Edgar.
My top 3 are Carpenter, Raimi, Hitchcock.
Hitchcock, yeah.
Then this one, I don't know if you guys are gonna like this, but Frank Darabont, just because The Mist fucking rules so much, and it's mostly because of his direction. And that won't actually make you mad. But number 5, Damien Leone.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah,
you.
I'm mad now. I'm pissed off.
No one. Also,
You should
another
have
shout
said
out.
someone normal like Rob Zombie.
So no
Hell
one
yeah.
yells at us. Argento, another one. I went with Fulci instead of Argento. But
Yeah, and Fulci,
Bava
Bava,
too.
Argento. Yeah.
I'll throw Danny Boyle an honorable mention. He didn't do enough horror films, but I do love when he directs horror.
28. I just watched 28 Years Later a couple weeks ago.
So good.
I did not know that you could still make a good zombie movie. I didn't know that was legal, but he did it. And he spent so many years making bullshit like fucking Yesterday, when he could just make 28 Years Later.
He made one bullshit movie, okay? Every director's allowed one bad film.
I mean, I don't love some other Danny Boyle movies, but he is in the realm of okay a lot of the time. But 28 Years Later was just like, damn, this guy still got it when he wants to.
Still got the juice. Cannot wait for Bone Temple.
I like Your Next way too much. So, and I like The Guest. So maybe Adam Wingard of New People, but I know he also did the new Blair Witch, which is not good.
There's a new Blair Witch?
I mean, 9-10 years ago, new Blair Witch.
Okay.
That's newer than the other Blair Witch.
Yeah, sure. Oh, one more horror shout out. Douglas Hickok, who did Theatre of Blood, the best horror film ever made.
Somebody on Facebook Marketplace is selling all the Faces of Death DVDs. Not DVDs, VHSs, sorry. So, lives right down the road from me, so I was like, thinking about it, they only want $100.
Another shout out, Frank Henenlotter.
Faces of Death, I always just found really unpleasant.
Oh, and
not
Kubrick,
even
probably.
shocking, just they didn't make me feel good.
No, and then all the people that liked it, you didn't want to be around those people.
Right, exactly, because it's half the stuff is blatantly fake, and then the other half of the stuff is shooting a turtle in the head or something.
There was a kid that if you went to his house, he really wanted to play you that or porn. Those are his big. He's like, "Come on, let's watch these." And it's like, what if we didn't?
And the scary thing is, he probably was jacking off to both.
Thankfully, not why I was there. All right, did I skip any more questions, Pork, or is that it?
I think that's it. So James Whale as one of the best horror directors.
I can't be expected to read all of this.
I know, people were answering questions. You have to put on
That's not what this is for.
There's always one point during the week where someone says, name your, fucking, top 5 NFL coaches. And then someone else starts to, well, I'm going to answer that. And then someone else answers it because one person started thinking. And then, if I was a better mod, I would, enforce some kind of order or decorum, but I'm not going to.
Oh, sick. The Yankees lost.
Good. Thank God. Now that the Red Sox are out, all I have left is just not wanting the Yankees to win.
So you have nothing left.
I have nothing.
Nothing.
Go Tigers.
So we're all
go
for
Tigers.
the Tigers.
I will throw conditional support behind the Detroit Tigers for now.
This is good for the Tigers. I like all the talk on Cleveland Guardians Facebook, Cleveland Indians Facebook, is people already mad about whether or not we are signing Skubal in 2 years.
I'll tell you, they're not signing him.
Well, no, because
Probably not a Tiger.
We're gonna
Probably
have
not a Tiger.
We're gonna have a new owner who spends money. Is the thing? Do you understand that?
No, he's going to New York. Or LA or a team that actually spends money.
No, 100%. It's very funny to see people put 5-paragraph long essays about why it'd be a bad idea to sign him in 2027. And I was like, you need to calm down. All right. Well, everyone check out Porik's blog. He will, by tomorrow, by the time you listen to this, he'll probably have West Virginia up, and then the next day you'll have another one, and so on and so forth till all 50 states are done.
Yep, I'm
Thanks for coming
definitely
on.
not.
Joe
Don't have
Dante,
a
another one we didn't mention. Shout out Joe Dante.
What is Joe Dante? Oh, Gremlins.
Gremlins, The Howling.
Small Soldiers.
I want to shout out whoever edited The Howling 2, Your Sister is a Werewolf. Absolutely terrible movie, but it's so funny that the end credits have a musical montage that features the same shot of Sybil Danning ripping her shirt off something like 19 times in a row.
It's funny that I don't know who Joe Dante is because I legitimately love the Gremlins movies, the Small Soldiers, and the Burbs. Those were all a big part of my childhood.
Larry Cohen too, another good
Larry
shout.
Cohen, good choice.
Again, whoever's editing this, once the podcast ends, can you just do scrolling, just the names of good foreign horror directors we haven't named? Just to cover our bases.
Kurosawa.
Fucking bunch of nerds.
I mean, I figured that's the one where, like everyone's been, so fucking on Kiyoshi Kurosawa's dick lately that, I mean, and he's a great director, don't get me wrong, but like as we're naming all these like white American and Canadian guys, the people on the Discord are going to be going like, you haven't talked about Cure yet or Pulse.
It's not my fault that white men have rose to the top just in a meritocracy.
Dan, I'm just going to cut you off here.
Shinya Tsukamoto.
George Franju. I'll get some French ones in here.
You guys done showing off?
Yeah.